in our Toyota Friday Night Rivals matchup as we welcome you to Hilliard Bradley tonight as the Jaguars get set to take on the Shamrocks from Dublin Coffman. It is football weather here in Central Ohio. We have a great night tonight coming up for you here at Bradley, along with Ohio State Hall of Fame running back Jeff Logan and Kellyanne Stitz on the sideline. I'm Marty Bannister. Jeff, I mentioned how both these teams are thinking about what's next. For Bradley, it's next week in the playoffs. For Coffman, it's next year.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And everybody's got goals tonight, one of which is to honor your seniors, regardless of that, because this is the end of that regular season. But both teams want to go out on a high note and build different goals for the future.
I talked to head coach Nick McVay at Dublin Coffman earlier in the week, and I don't know if I've ever talked to a more excited coach of a 2-7 football team. He's very happy with where this program is going in his first year. And one of the reasons for that excitement in tonight's game is Braden Scholl.
Yeah, Braden Scholl is their Swiss Army knife. He is a kid that they can rely on to be able to run the ball, catch the ball. He's a leader of this football team. You're looking for a bright spot, he's one of them.
And for the Hilliard Bradley Jaguars of head coach Mike Laparo, they are playoff bound, but it's an injury-riddled team. They lost their starting quarterback a couple of weeks back, but they're still going to the postseason. And one of the reasons that they're getting to the postseason is the play of their defense led by Javier Rivera.
Yeah, Javi had 15 tackles a week ago. He is what they call a problem for the other team because they got to find out where he is on that defensive side and account for him on every play.
It's week number 10. It's high school football. It's a great night, and we're glad you're with us here on the CW Columbus for Toyota Friday Night Rivals, Bradley and Coffman. It's coming next. Tonight's opening coin toss is brought to you by our friends at Hilliard Lawn and Garden, a proud sponsor of tonight's coin toss, as we welcome you back to Hilliard Bradley High School as the Jaguars get set to face the Shamrocks of Coffman. The home team, Bradley, has won the toss. They have deferred to the second half. So the Coffman Shamrocks will get the football first. Before we get to tonight's kickoff, let's head down to the sidelines. And for the first time this evening, we say hello to Kellyanne Stitz.
Marty, Bradley's head coach Mike LaPro says his message to the team this week in practice is focus on themselves. The Jaguars earned a postseason berth, and they're fighting tonight to start that run at home. As for Coffman, they're fighting for the future. Head coach Nick McVay says his message to the team this week was send the seniors out on a high note and for the younger guys to make a statement of what's coming back in the future. And not every team gets to end their season with a win or a trophy. And I know the Shamrocks are using the orb as motivation tonight.
Well, they should, correct? That's right. The orb is a big deal. Xavier Love will get set to kick the football away for Hilliard Bradley. And Jeff, I think it's a good point. You mentioned it a moment ago. Kellyanne hit on it a second ago as well, too. You want your seniors, for both sides, to go out feeling good tonight.
Yeah, I don't think you can overstate the importance of that because the vast majority of these young men, last time they will play this game at an organized fashion like this. Now, obviously, the Jaguars have an opportunity to go play in the playoffs, but, boy, you count every second of that senior year and relish how important it truly is.
Xavier Love approaches the football, and week number 10 is underway here at Bradley High School. This will be Braden Scholl fielding the kick at about the 4. Comes to the near side, out to the 15, and is sandwiched down just shy of the 20-yard line. Leading the charge for that hustling Bradley coverage team that time was Cy Myers, a 6'1", 165-pound, Owen Reisner, I'm sorry, a 6'3", 165-pound senior in on the coverage team for the Bradley Jaguars, and the Shamrocks of Dublin Coffman and first-year head coach Nick McVay will send the offense onto the field.
Now, the offense has been the big struggle for this Dublin Coffman Rocks football team so far this year, averaging just under 8 points a game, Marty, and only twice this season have they scored more than 10 points in a game. Miamisburg and then the win against Hilliard-Davidson.
Good-looking sophomore operates the offense, Jack Morris. We have a penalty flag right away before the ball is snapped.
Dead ball. Encroachment. Defense. Number 18. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That's our referee tonight, Bruce Maurer, and that look at the penalty brought to you by the United States Army. Uncover your potential in the U.S. Army. So a 1st and 10 becomes a 1st and 5. Move the ball out to the 23. Morris back to throw from the shotgun formation, heaving it long near side for Scholl, and the pass is incomplete in front of the Bradley bench. On coverage was Deshaun Lowe, a 5'10", 165-pound senior corner, and it'll be a 2nd down and short. Not a bad play call there on 1st and 5, Jeff.
Absolutely. I think it's a great play call. You get yourself a little bit of a bonus with the encroachment call. Throw the ball deep. Really good defense that time by Deshaun Lowe. Kept the receiver on his back hip and really had no way to be able to get to that ball.
That incompletion makes Jack Morris a 50% passer this season, 70 of 140, 729 yards. His interception numbers are high. He's been picked off 9 times. They'll hand the football off, and negotiating his way across the 35 to the 40 to the 45. This is Gavin McLean. He's into Bradley territory and is run down from behind inside the 40, and a big gain. The 5'10 sophomore who came into the game with 43 yards on 17 carries rumbles inside the Bradley 40-yard line to the 37. It's a 1st down for the Dublin Shamrocks.
Yeah, they're going to see some of this youth for both of these football teams, and here's a sophomore that obviously has got himself in the mix as far as being that future running back for the Rocks. Good job taking care of the football, and they've got it in positive yardage down to the 37-yard line.
Jeff, 43 yards on the season coming in. He went for 40 on that carry. 1st down and 10 as Dublin quickly advances the ball into Bradley territory. The Coffman Shamrocks on the move here in the opening moments of this Week 10 matchup. It's an OCC Central Division matchup. Morris will hand off, and dancing to the corner is Braden Scholl, and he's knocked down as he tried to turn the edge. Again, the line of scrimmage was the 37 after the chunk gain by Gavin McLean. The ball moved inside the 35 to the 34. It's a pickup of 3. Take a look at the starting lineups tonight. This is the Dublin Coffman Shamrocks offense. We talked about Braden Scholl. He'll do a lot of things tonight. They'll run some Wildcat tonight. You'll see him there. He's also caught 31 passes this season. And just for good measure, he's a pretty good hockey player as well, too. Braden Scholl, 5'10", 190-pound senior. 2nd down and 7. And this is Scholl trying to get to the far side of the field. Has the gap, 20-yard line, inside the 20. And he has run down another chunk gain for the Coffman offense. Braden Scholl with a 1st down carry.
Boy, what a great start tonight for Coffman. 2 big runs right here early in the football game. And again, this is a team that has struggled mightily all season from an offensive standpoint. But a very good move by Braden Scholl, recognizing that they could get to the edge and was able to pick up the 1st down. They've got it down inside the red zone.
18 yards on that pickup for Nick McVay's team. in his first year after spending the last 6 years as the offensive coordinator for a pretty good football coach, Mark Norrie, and those Olentangy Berlin Bears. They'll speed Scholl in motion. Morris will keep the football himself and just kind of weave his way into the middle of the field inside the 15-yard line. Morris coming into the game with 364 yards rushing. That was his 101st carry of the season. There's that Bradley defense. We talked about Javier Rivera in the middle of that. Saron Stewart's a good one, too, at one of those linebacker spots. They get Micah Fisher back tonight, the team leader in tackles, a sophomore with 83 on the season, a 5'11", 175-pound sophomore.
Well, you're going to hear a lot of freshman and sophomore names tonight. Both of these teams extremely young. The future looks bright, but they are young.
Gain of 5, the ball at the 11. The football is inside the Valley Ford of Columbus red zone, where great deals meet even greater service. Scholl adjusts, accelerates, and is knocked down inside the 10-yard line.
Scholl, one of those few seniors that's on this football team. You know, it's interesting. Nick McVeigh, who we met with, the head football coach at Rocks in his very first season, had a lot of respect for Mark Crabtree. Coach had spent a lot of years with the Rocks and now is over at Jerome. We saw them last week. Just thrilled to be able to have this opportunity to be a head football coach at a very young age.
3rd down and 1 after the gain of 4. They'll toss to McLean, trying to get to the edge, but a great job of stringing the play out by that Bradley defense as they get over there in a hurry. Leading the charge for the Jaguar defense, they had a couple of guys helping to string that play out over there as Trey Burke, 5'11", 170-pound senior, came over to help out.
Boy, you talk about getting to the ball quickly. That is running to the football, really good effort. Micah Fisher coming up from that safety spot. He's a sophomore, young football player. Going to take a field goal opportunity here.
Ashot Zakaria on to try the field goal. He's 3 of 5 this season. Long is 39. This one is spotted at the 16, a 26-yard attempt to try to give Coffman the night's first points. Snap is pulled down by Scholl. The kick is on the way, and the kick puts Dublin Coffman on top at the 7:49 mark. They get the 26-yard field goal from Zakaria, and the Shamrocks have the night's first points. 7:49 to go in quarter number 1. Coffman with a field goal leads Bradley 3-0.
This time of year, it's all or nothing. And your Toyota dealers have all you need to pull you through the rain, snow, and mud that's headed our way. Now, during Toyota Truck Month, they've got more all-wheel drive choices like the legendary 4Runner, the world-renowned Land Cruiser, the powerful Tundra, or this best-selling 25 Tacoma, which you can get with 2.99 APR financing, or lease a well-equipped 25 Tacoma for $269 a month. Get your Tacoma now during Toyota Truck Month. Toyota, let's go places.
Impressive drive to start the game by the Coffman Shamrocks. They get the field goal from Zakaria and have a 3-0 lead at the 7:49 mark. What a splendid night for high school football, week number 10. I think we won the weather lottery this year on our Friday night.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
You know, the one that's most fortunate is Kellyanne Stitz. She's, we're up here in the friendly confines of the press box every week, and Kellyanne's down there bearing the results of whatever the weather is. But, my dear, you have had 10 great weeks in a row.
Zakaria approaches the football, and this kick will sail into and roll out the back of the end zone, and we'll get our first look at this Bradley offense now as we check the keys to tonight's game. Bradley again coming in at 4-5 on the season. Tonight's keys to the game are brought to you by Toyota. For Dublin Coffman, the Shamrocks, as we mentioned, go out on a high note and force turnovers. Nick McVeigh said, we force turnovers as they did in their win over Davidson. They can hang with just about anybody on the regular season. And for the Bradley Jaguars, get that confidence build up. You're looking at week number 11 coming up, and they also want to match Coffman's intensity tonight to help them get that postseason mentality. Ball's at the 20-yard line. The quarterback is a freshman, Max Whitmore, a 6', 145-pound freshman, getting the start tonight. Declan O'Neill went down with an arm injury. The 6'2", 175-pound senior, Owen Reisner, a backup, a sophomore, also unable to go. They also have the services of Braylon Gordon, a 5'11", 170-pound junior, who has been doing mostly work at the running back position. They'll use him out of the Wildcat when they get the opportunities. But it's Max Whitmore getting the call tonight. Rashad Truss is a very good running back, and he has his first touch of the night as he moves his way out across the 25-yard line after the last play gained 4. And Truss gets out near the 27-yard line. So quickly a 3rd down upcoming for Hilliard Bradley. We saw Truss last year, Jeff, and he had a lot of that zip, move left and right, ability to adjust on the go, put that foot in the turf and turn the corner. A very speedy running back.
Yeah, very gifted at what he does. Again, this is his sophomore season, played an awful lot as a freshman.
So a 3rd down and 3 call for Bradley. With the ball at their own 27, they'll put Truss in a slot to the near side and empty the backfield for the freshman quarterback. Play being signaled in. Caden Fabb is also on the field. He's in a slot to the far side, and Whitmore will throw, and a leaping grab by Truss out across the 30. Looks like it's good enough. Well, let's see where they spot it. He got it to the 31-yard line, good enough for a 1st down, so the Bradley drive will stay alive.
Boy, that shows a lot of confidence in your freshman quarterback, Max Whitmore, there with a 3rd down play, allowing him to be able to throw the football, and very impressed with how he delivered this thing on target, and good job by the receiver. That was Rashad Truss out of the backfield, came up and made himself available in a soft spot of the zone.
5'10", 181-pound senior Ryan Koo in on the stop. He plays the dog position on this Shamrock's defense, and he made the stop right there. Truss on the handoff and gets out across the 35, and some good running right there across the 40-yard line, out to the 42, perhaps even to the 43. It is good enough for a Bradley 1st down.
Yeah, gain of about 11 on that play. Here's the starting offense for the Jaguars.
That offensive line has been getting better and better. Mason Flory is expected to see some snaps tonight. 6 foot, 215-pound senior will be in and out at that left guard spot. He and Javon Ford. Flory has been nursing an injury, but good to have him back for Mike Leparo's team across that front line, which has been one of the reasons why they have been able to move the football this year. He's pretty happy with the way those guys have played this season.
Yeah, 3 sophomores on that starting offensive line, the center, left guard, and left tackle.
Ball moved out to the 43, gain of a dozen. Here's Truss on the carry and bounces into the pile, then gets knocked backwards. He might have got a yard on that. We check out the Coffman defense. Nick Ross, 6 foot, 220-pound senior. Josh Hicks, long, rangy at that defensive end spot. Braylon Wright is a disruptor at that other tackle spot, a 6'3", 245-pound sophomore. We saw Ryan Koo make a stop a moment ago. He's the club leader in pass breakups this season, but the guy who they really focus on is that linebacker, Sean May, number 24. 2nd down to 9. The ball out to the 44-yard line. We are a little under 5 minutes to go here in quarter number 1. A 3-0 advantage for the visitors from Coffman, and on the carry that time was the freshman quarterback Whitmore. He got out to the 45-yard line.
That's what happened when you become a freshman on the football team and you're a quarterback and they give you number 40. That means you're probably not expected to play, right?
Is that what that means?
It's not a traditional number, obviously, for a quarterback, but that's what he got on day 1 of practice when he checked in as a freshman. And here we are in week 10, and you're out there starting your football team with a 40 on your back.
3rd down and 8 call. Whitmore will roll to throw, and a good catch, far side sideline into Coffman territory. That ball was thrown perfectly to the receiver who made the catch and then moved upfield far side with the grab was Jackson Nagel, 6'1", 160-pound senior. Watch this throw by the freshman here, Jeff.
Yeah, very impressive. Max, you can wear whatever number you want if you throw the football like that, my friend. That was really terrific. Good job of setting your feet. And again, a very young, inexperienced quarterback at the varsity level, delivering the dime to his receiver out there. Excellent job.
Got that ball just over the outstretched arms of one of the defensive backs, Carson Stokes, a 5'10", 173-pound sophomore. That moves the football to the Coffman 39-yard line. They pick up 16, 1st down and 10 at the 3.5-minute mark of quarter number 1. Good start to this one here tonight, here at Bradley High School. This is Truss, and he is slowed and then tackled shy of the 35-yard line. Thanks to Kroger Great Lakes Distribution Center. Tonight's game is streaming live on the ABC6 YouTube channel, the ABC6 Facebook page, the ABC6 News app, and as well on the CWColumbus.com. So, as always, there's no reason not to listen to Jeff Logan.
No excuses.
None. 2nd down and 7. Coffman with the field goal on the first drive of the night. Bradley trying to answer as they have moved the ball into Shamrock's territory inside the 40. And all kinds of confusion right there. The center, Graham Walter, said, where'd everybody go?
Dead ball, false start, offense.
Offside infraction
The entire line, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
That's one
He's
where
not wrong.
Everybody but the center.
And look at the penalty flag brought to you by the United States Army. Uncover your potential in the U.S. Army. It was interesting. The center, Walter, as the play unfolded, he rose up and went, where'd everybody go?
Yeah, he went palms up, and everybody else was looking at him, and he's looking at them. So that brings up a little bit of a negative play.
Second down at 12. Whitmore will throw from the 41 and has a receiver. This is Trey Paulus with the catch, and there he goes. He's inside the 15. He's inside the 10. He's to the 5. He's to the end zone. Touchdown. On second and 12, a 41-yard scoring strike from the freshman Max Whitmore to Trey Paulus. And Hilliard Bradley takes the lead.
Boy, that is not an easy play to execute either. For that freshman to be able to have the poise back there to allow Trey Paulus to be able to come open, throw the ball, and now it's all make a miss. Whoop! Gone into the corner of the end zone. Paulus, touchdown number 4 on the 2025 season.
Watch him just weave his way through defenders and then separate and score. Trey Paulus with his 4th touchdown reception, as Jeff mentioned. 6-3 is the lead. Waiting on the extra point. We have penalty flags come sailing in. That's another D.R. Horton touchdown, oh, by the way. D.R. Horton is, of course, America's builder.
I saw the defender go in.
Maybe an encroachment call there. We'll see what the call is by the officials. If so, would you consider going for it for 2?
I don't know whether Michael Parr was a big analytics guy or not.
Dead ball. Encroachment. Defense. Number 76. Penalty is declined.
So they will go ahead and kick the extra point. Good to have the services of Xavier Love back for this Bradley team on the special teams. He's been out with a concussion, but he is back. 16 of 18 on extra points this season. 4 of 6 on field goals. And Michael Parro very happy to have that young man's right leg back in his lineup tonight. And we're going to get another penalty flag here, I think. Are we? No. I thought for a moment they were going to hit one of the Coffman oncoming coverage guys, Jace Proper, with an offside call. But nonetheless, the extra point is good. 7-3. Bradley leads Dublin Coffman.
Special thanks to Buckeye Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, the exclusive HVAC and plumbing sponsor of Hilliard Bradley Athletics. Friendly service, certified technicians and plumbers, countless happy Hilliard clients. Call folks at Buckeye Night overnight. Go Jags!
It is a bye week for the top-ranked Ohio State Buckeyes and for the Football Fever. The Football Fever will return next Saturday as the Buckeyes welcome in the Penn State Nittany Lions to the Horseshoe. The Football Fever next Saturday at 11 o'clock only on ABC6. Good start to this one tonight here at Bradley. Jaguars up on top by the score of 7-3, week number 10 of this 2025 high school football season.
You know, one of the things that's hard to do is pretty up a 2-7 record. But if you look at the schedule that Dublin Coffman has had, here's the kick, and it'll go out of bounds. If you look at the schedule, Marty, that they have had, the division that they're in, I mean, to have Pick North, Gahanna, Liberty, Orange, UA, that is no fun for anybody. And so I think you could actually look at this Dublin Coffman team and say, maybe one of the best 2-7 teams around.
I would not argue with that. It is week 10. It's time to get caught up with what's happening with your favorite high school football team, and you can do that after the game tonight. Watch FNR Scores on Fox 28. It comes your way right after the game. It's sponsored by D.R. Horton. D.R. Horton is, of course, America's builder. 7-3 is the lead as the Shamrocks offense comes back onto the field. Good look right there at Jack Morris. He's a 6 foot, 202-pound sophomore. injured last year, suffered a thumb injury, slowed his progression down last season. He'll hand the football off, and this is Matthias Madison, and he is knocked down in the backfield. Line of scrimmage was the 35, and this play will lose a couple of yards. It's good penetration that time by that front of the Bradley defense, led by Saron Stewart, the 6'4", 190-pound sophomore. Enter the night with 39 tackles, now 5 tackles for a loss. Jeff, you hit it a moment ago. There's a lot of young talent on this Bradley football team, both sides of the ball.
Yeah, no question about it. You look at that offensive or that defensive line, you throw the linebacker in that kind of walks up, and that's Saron Stewart. 3 sophomores and 1 junior on that front 4.
90 seconds left. First quarter, both teams have scored the first time they've had the football in the game tonight. The right-handed quarterback will send it to the near side. Good throw, good catch near side by Braden Scholl. And he is finally wrestled down by Deshaun Lowe, the 5'10 senior corner for Bradley. But it is good enough for a Dublin Coffman first down. Move the football out just shy of the midfield stripe at the 49 and pick up a 16.
Yeah, really good route by Braden Scholl. He does a deep dig, runs that defensive back off, and as soon as the defensive back turns his hips, that's when you turn back around, start looking for the football. And good delivery by Jack Morris. You mentioned a 50% passer, but he has had difficulty throwing it to the other team.
Also has been dealing with a shoulder injury that has slowed him a little bit as well, too. After the pass completion, they go to the ground, and this is Gavin McLean, who snapped off that big 40-yard run earlier, and he'll just get back to the line of scrimmage here as we go under a minute remaining in quarter number 1. Both these teams in the OCC Central Division. Jeff was talking about the treacherous way you have to navigate that division. Well, heck, I don't know if there's a division in the OCC that's not treacherous. I mean, with the type of talent there is all across that mammoth league of 34 schools. Clock winding its way down. We'll see if Coffman will get another play snapped off here before the quarter comes to an end. Morris will go back to throw on 2nd down and 10, and on a crossing route tried to hit the receiver, Ben Lesh, and the ball went off his hands and falls incomplete. That stopped the clock with just under 10 seconds remaining in the quarter.
Yeah, that's a timing play. You got to do a really good job quarterback-wise of make sure you lead that receiver when he's doing that drag pattern over the middle. First of all, that receiver's thinking, I'm in the middle. This is where all the traffic is, and I don't want to get my head taken off. What you want to do is ensure that you put it. Really, ball placement is the thing that I'm talking about. Give him a chance to capture that ball and concentrate on what he wants to get accomplished.
3rd down and 10 upcoming for Coffman. You saw Nick McVeigh there a moment ago in his first year. Coached at Robert Morris in Division I AA. Here's Morris stepping up into the pocket and throwing, and a pass is intercepted. Taken away by Micah Fisher back there playing safety. And the turnover gives the football back to Hilliard Bradley. Fisher was all by himself back there, an easy interception, and then goes down at the 25-yard line.
That's exactly what we were talking about. That has really been the Achilles heel of this offensive football team for Coffman, is the turnovers. And, in many cases, the turnovers have occurred on the short side of the field. At least this one is deep in Jaguar territory, but you can see just way overthrows his receiver, intended for Braden Scholl. 10th pick of the season for Jack Morris.
And the football at the 30-yard line after the pick by Fisher. He then stumbled ahead for a couple of yards out to the 30. So this first down sponsored by Buckeye State Bank as Bradley has the football. It'll be Whitmore on the play fake, keeps the ball out across the 35-yard line. That'll be the final play of quarter number 1 tonight here at Hilliard Bradley, week number 10. We're in the OCC Central. Bradley leads Coffman 7-3. Coming up at the intermission, they are back, your favorite furry mascot friends. They'll compete in the one and only Mascot Challenge. It is sponsored by our friends at Safe Light Auto Glass. Welcome back to Hilliard Bradley, Marty Bannister, Jeff Logan, Kellyanne Stitz, our producers Dean Marini, our entire CW Columbus crew on stats, Jason Van Hoos, and we're glad you're with us here this evening for week number 10 of this 2025 football season. Here's Whitmore starting to the left, and then a heady play as he reversed field and comes back to the near side and managed to make something out of nothing right there. Line of scrimmage was a 37. He looked like everything was all bottled up on that left side, and then the freshman had the wits about him to spin back to the other side and move out of danger. A lot of east-west running, gained nothing. Stays at the 37-yard line, but it could have been a lot worse.
Absolutely. He took care of the football, and he got out of Dodge as quickly as he could. My goodness, Max Whitmore, 6 foot, $1.00. I mean, 145. He'll grow into that frame, but right now he's doing a pretty good job tonight.
3rd down and 3, and they'll hand it off to Tross, and he is knocked down shy of the first down. Great job by that Dublin Coffman defense. They came crashing in. A number of white shirts came racing in. Carson Stokes was there. Ryan Koo was there. And the big play, no gain at the 37-yard line. Watch the Shamrocks come crushing in here.
And one of the things Nick McVay really is prideful of is that his football team on a defensive standpoint will play hard and they will go to the whistle. Look at the number of white jerseys involved in that tackle. It's going to bring up the first punt situation tonight for Bradley.
Xavier Love averages 27 yards a kick. Sean May was there also, the leading tackler for this Coffman defense. The snap sails over the head of Love back inside the 10-yard line, and he'll run to the near side and just try to get something off, and manages to get a punt off. I don't know how in the world he did that, but it will take a roll inside inside the 45 at the 46-yard line. Wow.
Ends up being a 9-yard punt, but it could have been much worse. My goodness.
The snap clear over the head of Love, who, again, had to hustle to go back and get the football and then just managed to get something out of that. And you're right, Jeff, that could have easily been a 1st and goal situation for Coffman. As it is, the little scrimmage at the Bradley 46-yard line.
It doesn't go in the stats as a turnover, but that is just as effective as turning the ball over on 4th down when you can force that kind of a play or get that kind of a break. Coffman needs to take advantage of it. They got it in the red zone last time, but only got 3 points.
That first down on this first play of quarter number 2 was sponsored by Classic Exteriors, and the handoff goes inside to Scholl, who manages to squeeze his way through the 45-yard line to the 43. He'll pick up a hard-fought 3 yards right there. Nick McVay, in his first year as the head coach, I've referenced this a couple of times, but the excitement level, the enthusiasm that he brings, it just oozes all over this program. You can feel it from everybody associated, Jeff, with that Coffman sideline.
Well, when you look at his heritage, where has he been? You know, where did he learn all of these things? He played the game in college, but the coaching tree, I think, becomes really important. And his relationship with Mark Norrie, who has done a terrific job over at Berlin, I think has had a great impact on him.
Hand off to Scholl, trying to get to the edge near side, and gets bumped out of bounds right about the 40-yard line. Good job coming up there by Deshaun Lowe, who's been in on a couple of tackles tonight already for that Bradley defense. And he knocked Scholl out of bounds at the 40. And it's not to say as if they didn't have enthusiasm about the program before, but a lot of times when a new coach comes in and brings in new ideas, and especially brings the type of enthusiasm that Nick McVay brings, it's a breath of fresh air to everybody.
Well, and he's also recruiting the hallways of Dublin Coffman as well, trying to get some of those 2 and 3 sport athletes to include football in those 2 and 3 sports. And there's a bunch of perfect examples out there of how other teams, including the Olentangy schools, have done a great job using multiple sport athletes to win championships.
Handoff goes to McLean, and he needed to get to the 36 for a first down, and he is brought down after about a gain of 1 at the 39. So a 4th down call upcoming, and we'll see what the mindset is of Nick McVay here. Caleb Lowry, one of the junior defensive ends, was one of the first black shirts to get there.
You know, there's a bunch of firsts that a head coach has. Share the story that Coach McVay told you about his first.
I asked him what it was like. When did he realize that he was a head football coach? And he said it was in their first scrimmage against Hartley when there was a penalty flag thrown, and the officials looked at him, and Coach McVay went, "Oh, I got to make the decision here." that it hit him. Like, I am the head football coach. 4th down and 3, and the quarterback Morris will keep the football, and he's got the first down to the near side 30-yard line, and then it's shoved out of bounds inside the 30 as Jack Morris, the sophomore quarterback, on a design play, runs for a Shamrocks first down.
Well, one of the things that you got to do is spy this quarterback, because Jack Morris comes in with pretty decent yards rushing the football. This time he sneaks out the back door, and he makes Pete Miss on the perimeter. Trying to come up to make the play was Deshaun Lowe, a very good tackler. And that time got a bunch of air, and the Coffman Rocks are knocking on the door.
Baker's dozen gain of 13 to the 26. As we are almost 4 minutes into quarter number 2. Here's Morris back to throw. We'll look to the near side, and a leaping attempt at a grab to the near side by Max Kassler. And the ball off his hands, and that'll set up a 2nd down and 10. That play just a moment ago was first down, and again, our first downs in quarter number 2 are brought to you by our friends at Classic Exteriors.
Again, that ball sailed on quarterback Jack Morris. That's where he had the interception before, where he overthrew the receiver. One of the things you got to do is you got to make sure if that ball is sailing high tonight, you got to start paying attention to get the ball down lower for your receivers.
They'll put 3 wides to the top of your screen and hand the ball off inside. And inside the 25-yard line as the pile starts to separate. Gavin McLean again with the carry, 5'10 sophomore.
Boy, Tatum Hill, who plays that defensive tackle position, another one of those sophomores, 6'1", 255. He wears number 58. What a great start that young man has had to his career here at Bradley. They think he is going to be special. And at sophomore year at 6'1", 255, I mean, that is a load to move out of there, and he's got great feet.
Mike Leparo saying they are really happy about the future that young man has. Here's Morris back to throw now and delivers over the middle. The pass falls incomplete. Intended receiver was Brendan Cox inside the 10-yard line, and the pass sails incomplete. So another 4th down facing Coffman with 7:19 to go here in quarter number 2. Try and take advantage of a short punt.
Yeah, total mistake there. Obviously, you see the receiver going over the middle. Again, that ball sailing high. And those are threats for interception. We're going to have a field goal attempt here. They'll spot it at the 31, 41-yard kick.
Already hit from 26. Ashot Zakaria at the near side hash.
His long for the season's 39.
So he's got the leg. Out of the hold of Scholl. Snap a bit high. The hold is down. The kick is up, and this one's going to fall way short. So the bad punt does not hurt Bradley. The defense rises up. 7-3 Jaguars lead the Shamrocks on Toyota Friday Night Rivals.
This time of year, it's all or nothing. And your Toyota dealers have all you need to pull you through the rain, snow, and mud that's headed our way. Now, during Toyota Truck Month, they've got more all-wheel drive choices, like the legendary 4Runner, the world-renowned Land Cruiser, the trail-dominating Tacoma, or this powerful new 25 Tundra with $3,000 customer cash or 1.75 APR financing. Or lease this Tundra for just $409 a month. Now during Toyota Truck Month. Toyota, let's go places.
During the game tonight, we will select the Middlefield Banking Company play of the game. And already we've had some contenders for that here in this one this evening. Jeff and I will make that selection for you later on tonight here in our Friday Night Rivals matchup. Here's a pass caught by Jackson Nagel, and he is dropped immediately over there. Good hustle by that Coffman defense. That was Jace Proper, the boundary corner. Stand out on the baseball team, a 5'9 senior. One of the things that Nick McVay said about Proper is he knows coverage, he knows leverage, and he showed it right there.
Yeah, and he beat the blocker right off the get-go. That's an offensive lineman, Gage Woods, a sophomore, plays at left tackle position, had the responsibility of going out there and manning up on a corner. And that's a mismatch. Defense should win that.
Play loss 3, back to the 17. Whitmore will go back to throw after a little play fake now. Sidearm slings this one way downfield. Oh, what a leaping attempt. Oh, almost a catch there at about the 46-yard line. Daniel Schaefer looked for a second as if he was going to pull that one out of congestion there near the midfield stripe, and the pass fell incomplete.
Yeah, way underthrown, obviously, and it nearly resulted in the receiver being able to catch the football. We talk about back shoulder throws. Those are intentional. That one was not intentional. That ball was thrown up, and it looked like a dying duck going out there, but nearly turned into a positive play for the Jaguars.
Good-looking Mike Leparo in his 16th year as the head coach here at Hilliard Bradley. Has guided the Jaguar program to the playoffs 8 times, make it 9 this year. And here's a pass almost picked off and then almost caught to the near side. Getting a hand on that ball over there, Jeff, was Carson Stokes.
If you notice, Marty, two receivers in the same general vicinity, and that makes it just crowded for the defenders. You can see right there is no reason in the world for those two receivers to be as close as they are. That the route tree that they should be running should have more separation between those two receivers to keep the defenders on one-on-one situations.
Jordan Reed-Davis and Jackson Nagel, numbers 1 and 2, were in that general area of that pass attempt. Much better snap this time, and a good kick by Xavier Love. Backpedaling, and fielding the kick is Scholl after the fair catch signal. His momentum carried him back to the 41-yard line. Still 7-3. Bradley leads Coffman on Toyota Friday Night Rivals.
Bradley Athletic Department thanks the Beer Barrel Pizza and Grill for their support to our Jaguar student athletes this season. Since 1965, Beer Barrel Pizza and Grill has been more than a restaurant. It's been a gathering place for friends and family. Beer Barrel is located at 2500 Roberts Road.
During the fourth quarter of tonight's game, we will be highlighting the school bus stop of the game. It's presented by our friends at NHTSA. The law in every state requires drivers to always stop for a school bus when the stop arm is out and the red lights are flashing. Presented and paid for by NHTSA. 7-3 is the lead for Bradley over Coffman. Week 10 of the 2025 high school football season. Coffman looking to finish on a high note, and Bradley will be headed to the playoffs next week, hoping to win tonight and gain a home game. First play from scrimmage is a short gain to the near side by Matthias Madison, 5'9" senior in on the carry.
Getting right in the middle of the mix on there defensively was Tatum Hill, that sophomore defensive tackle. Having quite a night tonight. Matthias Madison, a senior running back there, Marty.
177 yards entering the night. For the most part, other than that stretch run by Gavin McLean, the Bradley defense has done a pretty good job bottling up this Coffman running attack tonight. The one gain by the quarterback Morris was a big one as well, too, but other than that, and not much running room on this play either, as the line of scrimmage, the 41, and this play will get just a yard to the 42. It was Madison again on the carry.
Just a little hesitation in the backfield there by the running back. If you're going to get that ball, and it's a read pass or run pass option, where the quarterback is putting the ball in the belly of the running back, trying to read that defense. But once that quarterback lets loose, man, you got to accelerate. Sometimes the holes aren't going to look very pretty up there, but you got to make sure you get to that line quicker.
Coffman coming in off of a loss to Upper Arlington last week, 42-7. But the week before that, they won one of their rivalry games. They beat Hilliard Davidson 24-20. And Nate McVay said, when I asked him about that win, he said, that defines what I want us to be as we look towards the future, that win over Davidson. Back to throw is Morris. They set up a screen, and oh my goodness, a catch by Scholl, but he is planted immediately after hauling that pass in. Javier Rivera, the player that Jeff talked about in our open with the big stick.
Boy, he is the problem over there on defense. If you're the offensive team, you got to pay attention. What a great read by Javier there, looking at the eyes of the quarterback. You see 30 right there. Man, that is just a beautiful play, coming up and making the stop, and what a terrific job of catching the ball by Braden Scholl. But again, that ball floated high, Marty, and that's one of the reasons that they have had difficulty throwing the football all season long, is getting that ball a little bit too high.
Brendan Cox on to punt the football away, averaging 35 yards a kick. 3:55 to go here in the second quarter of a 7-3 lead for Bradley. And now we have whistles and
timeout. Coffman their first.
A Coffman timeout. Let's head down to the sidelines and once again say hello to Kellyanne. Coffman will get set to punt the football away. And the kick by Cox will be caught on the roll and on the run. And a tough field of that punt over there by Bradley, as going low was Caden Fabb. That one almost got away from him, but he did a nice job of laying out and hanging on to that one. And the Bradley offense will come back onto the field. Both teams scored the first times they had the ball in this game tonight, but since then, things kind of slowed down a little bit.
Well, and Coffman, we talked about the fact that first drive of the game, they got it down inside the red zone and only came away with a 3-point field goal. They get the ball in scoring position again after a bad snap on a punt and miss a field goal. If you're a 2-7 team on the road like this, you got to take advantage of those opportunities, Marty, and get touchdowns and not field goal attempts.
Bradley will start this drive at their own 30. A classic exteriors first down. Whitmore will toss to Rashad Truss, and he tries to find some running room, but finds a lot of guys wearing white. Nick Ross, middle linebacker, one of the first Shamrocks to get there, helped out by Sean May.
You know, Carson Stokes came up from that bandit position. He did a good job of forcing that play back inside where the rest of the white jerseys are located. And if you're that safety, that corner that is coming up to make that play, the one thing you got to do is protect the edge.
Mm-hmm. Play gain 3 out to the 33-yard line. Sean May is a lacrosse standout. He plays the attack position on the lacrosse team at Coffman, and you can see that mindset carries over to football, that linebacker position, as they hand the football off to the Jaguars inside. And this is Rashad Truss again, and gets out across the 35-yard line to the 37. A pickup of 4 and a third down call upcoming. Third down and short for Mike Leparo's Bradley offense. They average 273 yards a game coming in. Good look at the freshman Max Whitmore. Mike Leparo told us prior to the game that when the week started, they weren't really sure what they were going to do at quarterback tonight. But as the week went on, Max Whitmore continued to show them the things they were looking for, and that's why he got the start tonight. Third down and 3. Does a nice job of pulling down the high snap. Sean May right there, though, to grab Truss and not allow him to even get back to the line of scrimmage and let it bring up a fourth down.
Yeah, there's an example of maybe having a limited playbook with your freshman quarterback on a 3rd and about 3 and, you know, really going with one of your base plays here. You're going to rely on your defense to be able to stop the Coffman Rocks with just 2 minutes remaining here in quarter number 2. Didn't want to make a big mistake there, throwing the football and maybe turning it over. But again, limited playbook with your new freshman quarterback.
And that's one of the things that Coach Leparo said, Jeff, in the week, is they're going to minimize the playbook. They don't want him to try to be a hero tonight. Just get the ball to the guys who can do things with the football for us. Xavier Love on to punt the football away. Braden Scholl stands back at his 29-yard line. Fair catch signaled for. And the ball is caught again with a lot of people surrounding Braden Scholl. There was also a couple of pretty good pops back upfield away from the fielding of the punt by Scholl. 7-3 stays our score here at Bradley High School. Coming up in just a couple of moments, we will head down to the field where Kellyanne Stitz will visit with the coach of the team that has the lead as the clubs head to the intermission. Right now, Mike Leparo would be her guest with 98 seconds left in the half. And that comes your way on the Music Go Round Coach's Corner.
That traffic fielding that punt looked like merging onto 315. just got a little crowded down there, but he did a good job of taking care of the football.
First down sponsored by Classic Exteriors. Here's a good run by Scholl. Gets out across the 40-yard line.
Now, clock management here, important for the Rocks. Remember, they started the game with the football, so Bradley will get the ball at the beginning of quarter number 3, and so clock rolling down. I think 2 minutes or 2 timeouts remaining for the Rocks, or is it just one, Marty? I think it's 2.
It's 2.
So they want to manage this a little bit. Again, don't throw the interception here. Keep the ball low.
Second down and 1 call. And this is Scholl. He's got the first down, just evading defenders as he sidesteps his way out near the midfield stripe and gets there, a pickup of 8. Nice job by Scholl. You just see him laterally moving and then going ahead with a nice cut.
A good job getting lined up right away. Clock stops on the first down.
Ball out to the midfield stripe. Under a minute to go now as the clock starts to roll. They'll hand the football off, and this is Scholl again to the far side, and he gets close to the Bradley 45. He'll go down at the 46 to pick up a 4. We have a timeout. Timeout on the field.
Goes against Coffman. They'll have 1 timeout remaining. Again, trying to maximize the possessions that they have in the football game. Offensively, I mentioned to you, Marty, they've had difficulty putting points on the board from an offensive standpoint. A lot of that being a direct result of having turned the ball over way too many times for this team.
This timeout on the field is sponsored by the Ohio State Highway Patrol. It's not too late to transform your talents into a career with the Ohio State Highway Patrol. 43 seconds left, half number 1. And Bradley with a 7-3 lead over Coffman here in week number 10. Bradley knows they are headed to the postseason. They are hoping to win tonight, which you would have to think all the machinations in the computer to be figured out. But right now they stand to be a home team in week number 1. Right now they are the 8th seed in their region, Region 2. 43 seconds left. Morris back to throw. Looking long, far side, and this pass looks like it's intercepted, and it is. It's taken away. And again, a long throw down the sideline to Sean Lowe with great coverage that time. Comes away with the second pick of Jack Morris of the night. And then goes down inside the 15-yard line, and Bradley gets the football back with 36 seconds left.
Well, we just talked about it. What you can't do is throw that pick.
Exactly.
You can't throw that interception. Give your team a chance to be able to go. And it looked to me like quarterback had made his decision that is where he was going on the snap. Didn't really go through the progressions that he needed to be able to find a receiver that might have been open, but a very difficult throw. 36 seconds remaining here in quarter number 2, and I would expect Hilliard Bradley to just kind of kill the clock at this point because they do get the ball to start the second half.
Freshman quarterback Max Whitmore leads them to the line of scrimmage, which is their own 14-yard line. With 36 seconds left in half number 1. It's Truss on the handoff out across the 20-yard line and just continuing to pull people with him as he falls down at the 24-yard line, picks up 10 yards. Rashad Truss, 5'9", 165-pound sophomore. Good look at the young man right there. Again, the leading ball carrier last season for a freshman-laden team for Mike Leparo that went 3-9, but got into the playoffs in the 16-team format last year. And what a first-round game. They shocked a pretty good Springfield team last year in the first round.
5-6.
That lost to Davidson in the second round. Coffman as well had a pretty good postseason run last season. Shamrocks went into the playoffs at 2-8 and won their first 2 games. They beat Westland and Lebanon, and then they were handled by Centerville in the regional semifinals. But again, this year it's just 12 per region now.
Yep.
With the top 4 getting a bye.
Now you look at the starting 22 for Hilliard Bradley coming into this week. 9 sophomores, 8 juniors. And what's the coach say about that? It goes in cycles. Mm-hmm. And what we got to do is make sure our kids understand that even championship teams go through these cycles here where you're bringing some of those young people up, and that's right where Bradley is.
They'll empty the backfield for the freshman quarterback, Whitmore, and he'll go back to throw. Steps up and heaves it long down towards the near side. The pass is almost intercepted by Coffman. Coming down with the football for a moment was Carson Stokes, but he could not hang on to the ball, and the incompletion will stop the clock with 19 seconds left.
Well, being aggressive from a play calling standpoint. Mike Leparo going with the bomb there, trying to get a quick, easy score.
Don't forget to stick around. Coming up at the half, it's the Kitchen Saver halftime show. You'll be introduced to this week's Donato Scholar Athletes of the Week from both Dublin Coffman and Hilliard Bradley High Schools. Plus, we will have scores from around Central Ohio, highlights as well. It's all coming your way on the Kitchen Saver halftime report, which is 19 seconds away. Handoff goes to Truss, finds a gap, gets through it out to the 30-yard line, and he is brought down after a pickup of 7. And that looks like that may have well been the last play of the quarter. Will Bradley try and snap one more? They will let the clock run down, and that will do it for our first half of football here tonight. Coffman took the lead, 3-0. Bradley able to answer. And that's where we stand right now as the teams make their way towards the locker rooms here in week number 10. Hilliard Bradley, a 7-3 lead over the Shamrocks of Dublin Coffman in our Toyota Friday Night Rivals matchup here this evening as the teams head towards the intermission. Kaufman with the field goal and then the touchdown by Bradley, and that's the first half for you. Pretty much summarizes it right there. Both teams had other opportunities, but points on that opening drive, and that's where we stand right now at the intermission. Kellyanne Stitz is with Mike Laparo.
Coach Laparo, your defense able to generate a couple of interceptions. What did you like from your team this first half?
Well, I thought we played pretty hard after that first drive. I think we gave up a little bit. We overran the football a little bit. I think the kids were a little excited and got over top of a few runs.
Where would you like to see improvement in the second half?
We got to win the ground game a little bit better. Our O-line's not getting much of a push right now, and that's where we got to win this game.
Thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
Guys.
Kellyanne, thank you very much. 7-3 the score here at the intermission as Hilliard Bradley in week number 10 looking to solidify a home game next week in the playoffs leads Dublin Coffman. We are at the intermission on Toyota Friday Night Rivals.
Could you say over halftime? Show over halftime. Show over halftime. Welcome into the Kitchen Saver Halftime Show. I'm Kelly Institz. Right now, Hilliard Bradley leads Dublin Coffman at the half 7-3. Now it's time for a highly anticipated halftime competition, one that we've enjoyed watching all season long. Time now for the Safe Flight Mascot Challenge.
Welcome, everyone, to the Safe Flight Mascot Challenge, right here on the CW Columbus. Looking to pounce, it's Wildcat. Ready to roar, it's Lion. Setting up to soar, it's Eagle. Looking to sting, it's Bumblebee. And from Good Day Columbus, it's Muggsy. This week's challenge, the T-shirt toss. First up, it's Lion. Lion really winding up like he's throwing the discus. Whoa! Lion is extremely dizzy after that effort. We measure and... Oh, boy! Good effort, Lion. Next, it's Wildcat.
I've got it.
This sassy cat's doing the triple toss.
All right.
And Wildcat takes the lead.
Bingo!
It's Bumblebee. Bounces up and between the legs. Style points, yes, but a win, no. Muggsy's turn. Out comes the shirt and like it's shot out of a cannon. That's gonna be hard to beat. Eagle is ready to wing it. He throws, and that looks like a winner. But wait, Eagle's talon goes over the line. Disqualified. That means Muggsy is this week's winner. Congrats to Muggsy. Tune in next week for another exciting Safe Flight Mascot Challenge on the CW Columbus. No mascots were harmed in the making of this video.
How about Muggsy with the win? Now, every week, the CW Columbus is proud to recognize the Donatos Scholar Athlete of the Week. Tonight, we introduce you to Nick Ross from Dublin Coffman and Maggie Koltak from Hilliard Bradley. Congratulations to those two. Again, the Donatos Scholar Athlete of the Week, and they are now eligible to enter the Scholar Athlete of the Year contest with the CW Columbus, and they could win a $5,000 college scholarship. Not a bad deal. Again, congratulations to those two. But the Kitchen Saver halftime show will continue after the break. Again, Hilliard Bradley leads at Dublin Coffman 7-3 at halftime. We'll be right back. Bring Nick over here.
Okay, so test 1, 2. Okay, this is the one that's on 3. Earl has the one that's in 4.
Do I have time to get a water break? Does anybody need anything?
Direction of Mr. Jason Nipper, with assistance from Seth Justice, Kevin Wallace,
Grab that one.
Daniel
This one's working.
Hofstetter,
7-3 is our score here at the intermission at Bradley. The Jaguars up on top of Dublin Coffman. Let's check scores from around Central Ohio in week number 10. Big Walnuts rolling towards the postseason. They are dismantling Westland 43-0 as they head to running clock territory in the second half of that game. Canal, Winchester, Broport, Madison. Good rivalry game there with the Cruisers on top of the Indians. 21-14 as they play in the second quarter at Groveport tonight. Week number 10 games, DeSales, Hartley. Big Central Catholic League matchup. Playing to see who finishes behind Watterson in the CCL. DeSales on top of Hartley 14-0. Dublin Jerome, Thomas Worthington. The Celtics of Mark Crabtree. And the Cardinals 7-7 that game in quarter number 2 tonight in OCC play. District rivalry matchup here. Grove City cruising past Central Crossing 35-3. Second quarter action in the southwest part of the area. Marysville on top of Hilliard Darby 28-14. That game nears the intermission. In area high school football action tonight. Big one tonight between Olentangy Orange and Olentangy Liberty, the defending Division I champions Liberty, and a team many think can win Division I this year, Olentangy Orange. That game level at the half at 7-7. Pickerington Central in the battle of 256 leads Reynoldsburg 14-7. That game is in quarter number 1 at last check out on the east side of Columbus tonight. Speaking of Watterson, they are rolling past St. Charles 30-0. That game also quarter number 2. And those are some of your scores from around Central Ohio here in this week number 10. Before we show you the highlights from our game tonight, let's look at some of the highlights from last week.
Thursday night lights and Friday night rivals highlights from across the country.
LE got to quit celebrating and get back ready for a fourth down play.
Yeah, they were trying to hook and ladder, but he didn't have time. They got the board. They got the board. That's going to be, Joe, that's going to be a touchdown. Touchdown, Jacob Boyd. Inside the 10. What a touchdown. What a play. What in the world? Westwood with a touchdown on a hope and a prayer is answered.
Beachy, can he get the corner turn? He does. Here's that speed. And he's still on his feet. To the 20. Stiff arm. To the end zone. Touchdown.
Pump fake. Throws. Goes deep. And what a catch on the far side. Oh, what a catch by Oriuso. They will call it.
Heavy pressure. Throws it downfield to the middle of the field. What a catch coming up and grabbing the ball. Maddox.
55-yard field goal from the left hash. The kick is up, and it's good at the buzzer. Bryant is the hero for the Buccaneers, and the Hoover Met goes haywire. Wow! Unbelievable!
Wow!
A 56-yard field goal wins it in that one in the state of Alabama. Here, 7-3. Bradley leads Coffman. Our highlights coming up next on Toyota's Friday Night Rivals.
Check 1 2. Check. Awesome. Correct.
Senior Eddie Parkin with parents Allison and Jay Parkin. Senior Yash Patel with mother Hetal Patel. Senior Emerson Swindle with parents Nate and Kelly Swindle. on the field with
This is Earl. He lost his...
We welcome you back to the Kitchen Saver Halftime Report. We are at the intermission at Bradley, where the Jaguars lead the Dublin Coffman Shamrocks by the score of 7-3 as we get through the first 2 quarters of play. He's Jeff, I'm Marty. Well, we thought we'd see a lot in the first half. We saw some things, but defenses really took charge in the first half.
That really has, and I think both teams have been proud of the defense, proud of the way they run to the football. But mistakes again by Coffman, I think have really cost them with 2 turnovers in the first half, Marty, have been the difference maker in them being able to maybe pull off a surprise win.
But it was not a first half without big plays. There were a number of those in half number 1 of this game.
Well, and here's the beginning drive of the game, and McLean takes the ball and runs it all the way down, had a 43-yard run here, did a terrific job, and put the Rocks in a position to be able to get 6 points on the board.
Drive ended with a field goal to give Coffman their first points of the night, but Bradley went to the air to answer.
Boy, this is just really great execution. We got a freshman quarterback playing in the game, but get it to your athletes in space, let them make people miss, touchdown.
Yards on the ground were hard to come by in the first half. Coffman tried to get some things going, though, through the air, but the Bradley defense stepped up.
Yeah, this has been the Achilles heel all year for this Coffman Rocks football team. Has thrown the ball to the other team. Balls are sailing high, and those are victims for interceptions. And here was an opportunity.
Speaking of sailing high.
For the Coffman Rocks to be able to come up with some pretty athletic play by the punt team. Ended up being a 9-yard kick, but again, missed field goal here. Not another opportunity that they couldn't take advantage of.
Coffman tried to battle back as, again, they would go to the air, but watch the defense step up. Javier Rivera with a huge play.
Welcome, Rivera. Man, that was just a terrific job reading the quarterback, coming up to make the play, and that's been the physicality of this game. And then interception number 2 in this football game for the Rocks. Again, throwing into coverage there, not much of an opportunity.
And for both of these teams, which, as we've talked about throughout the night, as you look at some of the first half math, they're really trying to focus on the future right now. If you're Bradley, you want to come out in the second half and I think start to find some momentum because you've got a Week 11 game coming up.
Yeah, they want to be aggressive and kind of build momentum to be able to take it into the playoffs, Marty. I think that's an important thing. A win tonight gives them the opportunity for sure to be able to have a home game, and that's really something that they would like to reward their fans with.
And if you're Coffman, you cut down on the turnovers. One of the things that Nick McVay said going into the game, if we cut down on turnovers, we can play with anybody.
And I think that's proof of that. Let's see how they both come out here in half number 2.
7-3 is our score. Bradley with the lead as we go to half number 2. It's week number 10 of Toyota Friday Night Rivals.
I have Coach.
Please get in out now.
Coach McVay, what was your message to the team at halftime?
We just got to finish. Like, offensively, we're still making the same mistakes we make it for weeks. So up front, we're playing great. We're playing well to win the game. We just got to step up at other spots and help ourselves out. Like, Jack's still young, still getting this going, but Brady Show going to do so much. So we need some other guys to step up and help us out so we can actually finish with points and not keep trying to kick the ball or have the punt. So
thank you. Good luck in the second half.
Thanks, Kelly. Appreciate it.
Guys. The team at halftime.
We just got to finish. Like, offensively, we're still.
Once again, 50-50 raffle ticket, winning number, blue ticket, blue ink, 828-644, 828-644. If you're holding a winning ticket, please report to the second level of the press box and claim your prize.
7-3, Bradley leads Dublin Coffman as we get ready to start half number 2. What did head coach Nick McVay say to his football team? He's with Kellyanne Stitz.
Coach McVay, what was your message to the team at halftime?
We just got to finish. Like, offensively, we're still making the same mistakes we make it for weeks. So up front, we're playing great. We're playing well to win the game. We just got to step up at other spots and help ourselves out. Like, Jack's still young, still getting this going, but Brady Show going to do so much. So we need some other guys to step up and help us out so we can actually finish with points and not keep trying to kick the ball or have the punt. So
thank you. Good luck in the second half.
Thanks, Kelly. Appreciate it.
Guys.
Kellyanne, thank you very much. 7-3 again. Bradley with the advantage over Coffman as we get ready to start the second half. But before we get there, the Coffman High School Marching Band put on quite a show earlier tonight. We take a look at their performance. It's sponsored by our friends at Music Go Round. Check out their locations at 2630 Bethel Road and inside the Stone Ridge Plaza in Gahanna, the Coffman High School Marching Band. (7-3) is the lead for Bradley on top of Coffman. We were talking about the enthusiasm that Nick McVay brings to everything. He does everything up tempo, including talk. He was rattling things off to Kellyanne Stitz there, wasn't he?
He's an emotional guy, and I think that a young football team can gather around him and feel pretty good about themselves. Mm-hmm. And he was spot on with his analysis of
Absolutely.
that. Is that they're going to get so many opportunities to be able to put points on the board, and the two really good opportunities, they only got 3 points. Opportunity to have maybe 14 there, but that's been the difference in the game.
And I think that enthusiasm is something, and we've referenced this a couple of times during the game tonight, but it's something that carries over to everybody involved with the program. If he's enthused, if he's up, no matter what the record is, no matter what the score is, that goes to everybody on the team, the program, and really the entire athletic department.
No doubt about it. And this thing should only flourish from this season on going forward. I think he's got a great staff that he's put together. And literally, I talked in the first half about recruiting in the hallways. What they want to do is they want to go find those great athletes that are at Dublin Coffman, and if they're not playing football, encourage them to come out and become part of something special.
The points provided in the first half by that young man. They shot Zakarian, a 5'11", 140-pound sophomore, with that field goal on the opening drive of the night for Coffman. We get ready to start half number 2. The Shamrocks will kick the football away, and a low bounding kick fielded by one of the upbacks for the Bradley Jaguars, and a good return out across the midfield stripe on that was Ethan Adams, a 5'10", 130-pound freshman in at one of the upback positions. And check it, that was Trent Dudley, another freshman up there. They have a number of guys up there. Dudley is 6'1", 185-pounder who was able to step in. And look at the way that ball was placed on that, on the ground on the kick. And a good job of catching that sidewinder there by Trent Dudley.
Well, the kick return team did a good job of adjusting when they saw the ball placement there, knowing that it was going to be a squib kick or possibly an onside kick, and that's what they tried to execute. Tough situation. The strategery there by the Dublin staff trying to figure out how to get that ball back for themselves ends up backfiring. Short field for Bradley.
There you see the numbers for the freshman Max Whitmore in the first half. First play from scrimmage is a handoff, and this is Truss to the near side and gets into Coffman territory to the 45-yard line. The way that ball was kicked, it reminded me of the old story. There was a great Major League Baseball pitcher named Phil Niekro who threw a knuckleball, and they used to say the easiest way to catch his knuckleball was wait till it stopped rolling and go over and pick it up. And that would kind of look the same way, the way it was sidewinding its way towards the return man Dudley.
Rashad Truss there on the ball carry. Marty, one thing I noticed on that, running very tall through there. Get the pads low. Get down a little bit lower.
Handoff again will go inside, and this is Truss again, just barreling his way across the Coffman 40, gets to the 36-yard line, and it's a Hilliard Bradley first down to start this second half. This first down of quarter number 3, sponsored by our friends at Breaks for Less.
Yeah, Mike Laparo at halftime, when he was talking to Kellyanne Stitz, mentioned that he's got to get that offensive line to come off the ball and control the line of scrimmage, and obviously that was the message at halftime, because this offensive line up there now looks a lot different than the one we saw in half number 1, at least on those first couple of running plays.
Was I dating myself with the Phil Niekro reference?
No, I think that was perfect.
I'm glad you caught it. Here's Truss on the handoff, and again, just able to evade a couple of tackle attempts and then dive his way towards the 30-yard line.
Well, we had a little fun in our pregame today, talking with our good friend and colleague Kellyanne Stitz down there. Yeah, she's a late 20-something, 30-something, early different generation, and we were talking about different things, and I said, do you remember the Beatles? And she goes, they were a band, weren't they?
Oh, my goodness.
Jeff just won't let this go.
No, he won't.
At least I didn't say it's a bug, right?
Yeah,
listen, I know who the Beatles are, okay? It's not my genre of music.
Last play, gain 5, and this is Truss, and he is stuck in the backfield. Great penetration that time as blasting through that gap. There were a couple of guys wearing white shirts, and they got there in a hurry. Sean May was one of the first Shamrocks to get there, helped out by that defensive end, 6'3", 202-pound senior Josh Hicks.
Yeah, Josh Hicks has been a very active football player for Dublin Coffman this season. A senior, he's got 19 quarterback hurries on the campaign, so he has been pretty special.
Hunter Covington was also one of the first linebackers to get through that gap and drop Truss, 6', 211-pound senior. Third down and 5 at the 31, and a problem with the snap that Whitmore picks up on a bounce and is now rolling, and will just try to throw this one out of danger, and does out of bounds.
Very good decision by the freshman quarterback to get rid of that football and to live for another day. They should be in 4-down territory here, 4th and about 5 to go. Again, this ball snapped high. Not much he could do with it. Don't make a bad play worse, and throws the ball with all his might to get it out of bounds. Again, a bad snap from the center.
Well, he got a favorable bounce on that as well, too, didn't he? Just came right back to him almost as if it was on a string. So it's 4th and 5, and the Bradley offense will stay on the field to put 3 wides to the top of your screen, and back to throw is the freshman Whitmore now. Looks to the far side. This one is a jump ball tipped away, and a good job over there defensively, because the receiver was open, but closing fast was Carson Stokes from that bandit position, and he deflected that pass. It falls incomplete.
Yeah, he was
on downs. Coffman gets the ball, Jeff.
Excuse me. He was open early, but that ball needs to come out quickly right now, and by the time he threw it and floated it out there, the defense had a chance to recover. That ball's got to get out quicker than that to the back out of the backfield. You might have had a chance for the first down.
So a big stop by the Coffman defense, and they will get the ball for their offense at the 31-yard line. Mike Laparo in his 16th year guiding the Bradley Jaguar program, 96 wins, 67 defeats. He was the head coach at Delaware prior to moving to Bradley. His wife teaches in the system as well, too. Here's a pass completion to Max Kassler on the first play from scrimmage. The breaks for less first down play. And Coffman starts this drive with a short completion, a gain of 4 out to the 35.
First half throwing for Jack Morris, only 2 of 8 with 2 interceptions. Connects on his first pass here in half number 2.
Only points for Coffman, a field goal, and the Trey Paulus touchdown run on the reception. The points for Bradley. And on this play, the running back, that was Matthias Madison, was knocked backwards. 125 tackles the other 25. Bo Jervis, the middle linebacker, was there to greet his opposite number, literally. Matthias Madison.
Fundamentally sound on that tackle, too, by that Mike linebacker, Bo Jervis.
No gain. And a third down upcoming. Jervis, 6'2", 205-pound senior. That was one of the things when we saw Bradley last year, and Jeff referenced it a couple of times earlier. They were loaded with freshmen and sophomores on this roster, and going to the postseason was such a big advantage. They got those extra practices. High throw, incomplete, near side. Brendan Cox was the intended receiver, and Morris overthrows him. So the Coffman Rocks unable to take advantage of the turnover on downs, and will have to punt the football away. But that's, again, it's still a young team. I mean, they were starting 8 and 9 sophomores, Mike Laparo's team was at times, and you build on all of that, and he's really happy with what you see coming down the pipeline here as well, too.
It's funny, last year he says, boy, we were really young. He says, we're younger.
Didn't know that was possible.
I didn't know that was possible either.
4th down and 7, and Cox will get set to punt the football away. Still 7-3, Bradley with the advantage. Good snap. And a very high kick. Good punt here that will be fielded. Well, it will bounce and go out of bounds just in front of the Coffman bench, just shy of midfield. 8:14 remains. Quarter number 3. Still 7-3. Bradley leads Coffman.
This time of year, it's all or nothing. And your Toyota dealers have all you need to pull you through the rain, snow, and mud that's headed our way. Now, during Toyota Truck Month, they've got more all-wheel drive choices like the legendary 4Runner, the world-renowned Land Cruiser, the powerful Tundra, or this best-selling 25 Tacoma, which you can get with 2.99 APR financing, or lease a well-equipped 25 Tacoma for $269 a month. Get your Tacoma now during Toyota Truck Month. Toyota, let's go places.
The Script, a great way to follow Ohio State football. It's a podcast centering on, of course, the Ohio State Buckeyes. Cardale Jones, Dave Holmes, Beanie Wells, all part of The Script podcast. Real opinions from real Buckeyes. New episodes every week. The Script available now wherever you get your podcast. Jeff Logan is a big, big podcast guy.
Absolutely. Not much on that first play. That was Braylon Gordon getting an opportunity.
5'11", 170-pound junior. He was one of the guys who was competing for that starting quarterback position this week. Gordon was a quarterback until his sophomore year. They've been running him a lot out of the Wildcat, and early in the week, that was one of the things that Mike Laparo was talking about when we visited with him prior to the game. We weren't really sure if Whitmore was going to be ready to go, and he won the job with a good week of practice and a completion there as he finds cutting across Vince Navarro with his first catch of the night. So that gives the Jaguars a first down at the Coffman 43-yard line.
Yeah, Vince Navarro, only 4 catches on the year so far. That time, quick slant. Good execution by that freshman quarterback, Max Whitmore.
And, Jeff, you like to see that as well, too, when a freshman knows he has an opportunity and he takes advantage of it. Breaks for less first down for the Bradley Jaguar offense. 7.5 to go here in this third quarter. These two OCC Central Division rivals, both in Region 2 of Division 1. Inside the 40 on the carry goes Rashad Truss. I had a chance to visit with Bo Rugg from the Ohio High School Athletic Association a little bit earlier in the week. We had a sit-down conversation and talked about the playoff format and where things are headed right now, Jeff. And the top 4 spots getting a bye. I'd love to get your opinion on this because, as you know so very well, football coaches are practice, 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 play, practice, 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 play. Well, the top 4 now are going to get a bye in that first week. Good thing or bad thing?
Well, it's interesting. The only way to really compare that is what happened in college football last year with the college football playoff system, as we see a short run just short of the first down. And those 4 teams that got that bye, it didn't help them one bit in the college football playoffs, Marty. So I think that, in certain situations, if you've got some bumps and bruises, you can use that to your advantage. But for the most part, I think teams would rather play than sit on the bench for a week before they get going.
Truss picked up 9, shy of a yard. And one of the things that was discussed, we'll tell you after the play, but there is a flag.
Timeout.
A timeout.
Timeout.
Look at the timeout.
Bradley, they're first.
Sponsored by the Ohio State Highway Patrol. One of the things that was discussed that didn't really gain a lot of footing, and it's something I'm sure they're going to, and Bo Rugg even said they will revisit this, was the top 4 seeds perhaps deciding not to take that bye and going ahead and playing. There was some discussion about that as well, too.
Yeah.
You were shaking your head right away.
Too many choices. I mean, let's make it simple. I think the decision to get it down to 12 teams was the absolute right decision to make. There were just too many awkward matchups in week 1 and week 2. I think reseeding maybe after round 1 is one of the things that they should look at.
I agree wholeheartedly.
I think that creates a more equal playing field for everybody in the playoffs, and I think we'll see this evolve over time. You talk about changes in high school football, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, if you've been paying any attention to it, we now have NIL, name, image, and likeness payments that are going to be made available to high school athletes. It was a train that was coming down the track. There was no way to stop it.
And at that running back position, Trent Dudley checks in. Extra blocking back on 3rd and 1. They hand off to Truss, and he stumbles his way towards a first down as he goes inside the 30. To the 28 of Coffman, picks up a half dozen and a first down. The playoff thing, I think, is very interesting because there was so much discussion about going to 16 and the talk about the 1-16 matchup, and that got so much publicity, a lot of negativity towards that. And this is kind of the OHSAA mindset on this as well, too. Cutting down to 12 takes away postseason chances for 4 teams and 4 student athletes to play in a postseason. Here's Whitmore to throw down the far side. It's a jump ball, and the pass falls incomplete. Here come the penalty flags in. We'll have our first pass interference call tonight.
What terrific throw that time by Max Whitmore. Yeah, just a freshman playing in his very first start here for the Bradley Jaguars, and he put that ball on the spot.
Our referee, Bruce Maurer, will tell us.
Pass interference, defense, 15-yard penalty.
That was on Jace Proper, back on coverage. And you'll watch the duel down the sideline here.
So you get a better look here from up above, and you can see the contact being made right there, right up through the receiver, and that's where the flag comes in. Good call by the officials that time, and just was a step and a half behind.
Ball moved inside the 20-yard line. It's also inside the Valley Ford of Columbus red zone. Valley Ford of Columbus, where great deals meet even greater service. Good job there defensively by Coffman as Hunter Covington came racing up on this play as the handoff went to coming to the near side with the the offense giving the football that time to Saron Stewart, who had checked in at one of those offensive wide spots, and he came in motion.
Carson Stokes, the sophomore bandit, came up to try and make the play, got a whiff on the tackle, and fortunately Hunter Covington there to clean things up.
Ball back to the 17. Here's Whitmore now looking, now rolling, being chased now. Running after him is Braylon Wright. Now he is hit and goes down in the backfield for a loss. That right there, that shows you some inexperience right there. Get rid of the football. Nick Ross with a great job of closing and dropping the freshman for a loss for the Coffman defense.
Well, what a good-looking football player Nick Ross is, playing that middle linebacker position, and he just never gives up on the play. He continues to come. There you see number 8 come in and try and make the play, trying to strip the ball from the freshman quarterback.
That moves the ball, Jeff, all the way back to the 32. And that was one of the things Mike Laparo said. He told Max Whitmore, don't be a hero. And you could see Whitmore was trying, and you have to give him some credit for that. But at the same time, it cost him a lot of yards. Whitmore again will go back to throw. It's 3rd and 30. Flushed out of the pocket now. Rolled. Here come penalty flags. We may have a hold. This is a jump ball near the goal line, and it is hauled in by Bradley. Daniel Schaefer outduels 2 defensive backs, but this may be coming back.
It is coming back. They're going to have holding on the offensive line.
Holding.
There's the call.
Offense, number 60, 10-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Well, that was a heck of a catch down there by Daniel Schaefer as he was in an airborne duel with a couple of defensive backs. Watch this. You'll see the hold coming up right at the bottom of your screen right there. And then, well, there are a couple of holds, really, you could throw the flag on right there. Now watch Whitmore heave this one, and watch Schaefer in traffic here. Watch this.
That's what we talk about, high pointing the football, going up in between 2 defenders. And Daniel Schaefer, 5'7". I'd like to see him dunk the basketball.
He showed some ups there, didn't he?
He got ups.
So it's 3rd and 35 now, and they'll run the football. This is Truss to the far side, 35-yard line. Wiggles out of a tackle attempt to the 30, and another flag comes in, and Truss is run out of bounds shy of the 20. This look at the penalty coming up is brought to you by the United States Army. Uncover your potential in the United States Army. So we'll get all this settled out.
Only 3 penalties in the first half. Both teams playing pretty clean football.
Holding, offense, number 61, 10-yard penalty, 3rd down.
That was Mason Flory into the game at the left guard spot for the Jaguars. Michael Parro very happy to have him back this week, regardless of the holding call right there. He's been banged up the last couple of weeks.
Jaguars had the ball 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line, and since then they've done nothing but go negative. And there's been 2 really positive offensive plays, both called back by holding on the offensive line.
Ball's all the way back to the 37-yard line now, where it again is 3rd and a whole bunch. Truss on the handoff, trying to dodge a defender, does, and it's a decent game, but it's still way shy of the first down. He needed to get to the 9, and he is brought down inside the 30 at the 27-yard line.
An interesting decision here by Coach Laparo. You know, you're thinking 4-down territory, but it's 4th and about 22. But do you punt it here and maybe just punt it out of bounds inside the 10-yard line and make the Dublin Rocks go the distance on the field? But you've got a lot of faith in your defense, so we'll see what happens.
See what the mindset is here. They're going to keep the offense on the field. Maybe a quick kick or something along those lines here. We'll see what they decide to do. And it will be Whitmore going back to throw now. He's just going to heave this one towards the end zone to the near side and perhaps hoping to draw a pass interference call. None comes. And on downs, the football goes back to Dublin Coffman with 3:06 to go in this 3rd quarter. Shamrocks have the football. When we come back, they trail Bradley 7-3.
TV, timeout.
During the 4th quarter of tonight's game, we will be highlighting the school bus stop of the game. It's presented by NHTSA. The law in every state requires drivers to always stop for a school bus when the stop arm is out and the red lights are flashing. Paid for by NHTSA. 3:06 to go in this 3rd quarter. Jack Morris and the Dublin Coffman Shamrocks offense back onto the field. They trail 7-3. All the points coming on the first 2 possessions of the game. And here's Morris on a play fake to throw, and the pass is incomplete as it went through the hands of Max Kassler, the 6-foot junior, out of the 40-yard line. That'll bring up a quick 2nd down and 10.
Once again, that pass is high. You got to get that ball down lower a little bit, and very difficult.
Let's check in with Kellyanne Stitz.
Guys, Coffman quarterback Jack Morris is a student of the game. He is constantly meeting with his position coach Chase Bodeman and head coach Nick McVay during his free period in school to break down film and go over the game plan. And Jack even took it upon himself to join the coaches' meetings on Sunday to participate in the game planning process. Jack is young, but guys, he is eager to perfect his craft at quarterback.
So, as you can hear behind Kellyanne, everybody yelling draw. As Braden Joel takes the handoff and works out shy of the 40-yard line. It is good enough, though, is it good enough? Yes, it is good enough for a first down. Line of scrimmage was the 27, and Joel gets out to the 37.
Coming up limping on the play was Bo Jervis, but he's going to stay in the football game, and good job by the offensive line. A little draw play. Change of pace.
Jeff, you almost get the feeling the way this game is being played right now, the next score might win this thing.
No
right
kidding.
Now.
I mean, the Coffman Rocks to be still in this football game with a couple of the mistakes that they've made, they've just got to take advantage of it.
Show on the handoff as they play on first down. The first down sponsored by Breaks for Less as he works to the right side following Lawrence Alliance there, number 52. Great story, that young man. A 5'10", 200-pound freshman who has played every snap this year on the offensive line. Nick McVay said he does everything right. And at a school the size of Coffman, he said if someone would have told you back in August we'd be starting a 5'10", 200-pound freshman at left guard, you might have just shaken your head in disbelief.
You know, the one thing
man has really stepped up.
Yeah, the one thing I've noticed about it, when that team comes on the field for offense, he is the first guy out there too.
Morris keeps the football himself and moves out towards the midfield stripe. Ball pops free, and it might be Bradley football, and I think it is. Morris went down, the ball scored it out, and the Jaguars say it's theirs. And it is a turnover, third one of the night against the Coffman offense. And at the bottom of that pile, watch the ball scored out here, was Morris down. Let's see. Well, that's close. There's the ball rolling out. Watch Morris. See if his rear end hits the field before the ball comes loose.
Ball's loose right there. You
Elbow is down, yeah.
It was a bang-bang play, and from the officials' view there was no question that it was a fumble. And once again, they had the first down, too. That would have continued this drive and turn it back over. And the whole story for Dublin Coffman for this entire season has been the turnover battle.
At the bottom of that pile was Javier Rivera for Bradley with the recovery. Ball at the 48-yard line, their own 48, and Rashad Truss able to navigate his way into Coffman territory at the 47-yard line. Picked up 5, a second down and 5 call upcoming. Max Whitmore, 6', 145-pound freshman. Coming into the night was 4 of 9 throwing the football in the season for just 39 yards. But again, Declan O'Neal, the 6'2 senior, had got the majority of the snaps, and this is Truss to the near side, able to shake free of the tackle attempt by Josh Hicks of Coffman. And then he gets knocked down shy of the first down. Thanks to Kroger Great Lakes Distribution Center, tonight's game is streaming live for you on the ABC6 YouTube channel, the ABC6 Facebook page, the ABC6 News app, and yes, even on the CWColumbus.com. Anywhere you look, you can find our game, and we're glad to have you with us. And thank you for being with us all season long for our Toyota Friday Night Rivals. We have had a ball bringing you high school football this season, the best high school football in the state of Ohio, in Central Ohio, and we're pleased to be able to bring you all the action each and every week here on the CW Columbus. Rashad Truss with the carry for Bradley.
Marty, with those 3 turnovers that they've had in this game tonight, coming into tonight's game, they had 17 total turnovers. That's 20 on the season through the first 10 games. That is not a recipe for success.
Clock winding down. They do not have to snap the ball in this third quarter. Mike Leparo's team looks like they would just let the clock expire. That will be the case, and we're headed to the fourth quarter in week number 10 of our final game of the regular season in Toyota Friday Night Rivals. Hilliard Bradley 7, Dublin Coffman 3. Fourth quarter is coming up next. What do you want every Friday night? Notwithstanding week number 10 of the high school football season, you want scores. Get caught up with what is happening with your favorite high school team. Watch FNR Scores on Fox 28 tonight after our game. It's sponsored by D.R. Horton. D.R. Horton is America's builder, and this young man has built a pretty good night for himself, Jeff Logan. Rashad Truss.
He's been solid. Again, just a sophomore. We saw a little bit of his action last year, and he's got a bright future.
And on the go here, it breaks free to the 20-yard line, to the 15, to the 10, Truss to the 5, Truss to the end zone. Touchdown, Hilliard Bradley. A 33-yard scoring scamper for Rashad Truss. It's 13-3. That's another D.R. Horton touchdown. D.R. Horton is America's builder.
Yeah, that's his future is now. All right, let's not worry about that junior and senior year. Look at what this young man is doing already. Over 100 yards rushing, coming into the fourth quarter, and he takes that one to the house. Good job by the offensive line. Look at the blocking up front. They were sending linebackers in there. Hunter Covington got caught up inside, and all of a sudden you got him in the safety. And that's what you got to do. You got to get to the next level as quickly as you can.
Extra point attempt is on the way by Xavier Love. It is airborne and good. 11:52 remains to be played in the game. Hilliard Bradley with another touchdown. This one, the rush and the score by Rashad Truss. Bradley 14, Coffman 3 on Toyota Friday Night Rivals.
This time of year, it's all or nothing. And your Toyota dealers have all you need to pull you through the rain, snow, and mud that's headed our way. Now, during Toyota Truck Month, they've got more all-wheel drive choices, like the legendary 4Runner, the world-renowned Land Cruiser, the trail-dominating Tacoma, or this powerful new 25 Tundra with $3,000 customer cash or 1.75 APR financing. Or lease this Tundra for just $409 a month. Now, during Toyota Truck Month. Toyota, let's go places.
14-3, Hilliard Bradley with the lead now after the touchdown run by Truss. And Jeff, I mentioned prior to the quarter, as we were winding down quarter number 3, you almost got the feel the next score could win this game. That was a big touchdown right there.
No doubt about it. Boy, Coffman has had their opportunities tonight and just have continued to spit the bit. 3 turnovers, really the difference in this football game that has taken away any scoring opportunities other than a short field goal.
Xavier Love approaches the football, and racing up will be Braden Scholl at the 15. Tries to go to the far side now, see if he can outrun anybody to the edge. Oh, what a great tackle over there. As racing up to make the stop was Jordan Reed Davis on coverage for Hilliard Bradley. What a great tackle right there. And that will give the Coffman offense the football here shy of the 25-yard line. This sneak peek at the Bradley Marching Band is sponsored by Music Go Round. Check out their locations at 2630 Bethel Road and inside the Stone Ridge Plaza in Gahanna.
A lot of senior recognition here tonight.
Mm-hmm. The Bradley High School Marching Band performing, and they did a great job at the intermission. Senior night, week number 10, always a special night, regardless of your season record or what's going on with your program. It's senior night, and that's a big, big night. Here's a hand. This is Morris, the quarterback, rather keeping the football himself, and he's able to move out across the 25-yard line to the 27-yard line.
Marty, a couple updates on some of those Week 10 scores. There's a big game going on with Pickerington North playing at Gahanna Lincoln. Gahanna won the last 3 years in a row in what was basically their division championship. Well, Pickerington North 35-0 in that game against Gahanna Lincoln, which is maybe a little bit of a surprise. And that Olentangy Orange Liberty game still 7-7 is the latest score that I've got.
I was interested to see how that one would play itself out tonight. Here's Scholl on the handoff, middle of the field, and it's dropped shy of the 30-yard line. The other one, too, we saw Pickerington North way back in week number 3 when they took on their bitter rivals from Pickerington Central. And you just kind of got the feeling at that point that Nate Hillerch's team was still trying to find its way a little bit. Boy, they're hitting on all cylinders right now, aren't they?
Well, and they had a brutal schedule to start the season. And my goodness, they have put themselves in a terrific position. You know, coming into week number 10, Pickerington Central was actually ranked number 2 in Division I Region 3, and Pickerington North was ranked 6th, even though they had beaten Pickerington Central.
We're getting awfully close as well, too, to another edition of Logan's Heroes, and what a big hit right there as Scholl tried to swing to the outside, but Micah Fisher would have absolutely none of that. He came up and submarined the running back for a loss.
Really good job of closing things up, and the penetration here, good read by the defensive football team, and That's the kind of action you want out of those guys coming up and making those plays. Micah Fisher, again, a sophomore on this football team. Coach Laparo, the future is bright, my man.
Ball back to the 25-yard line. Good look at Micah Fisher right there. He got up and was emphatically shaking his head no after that tackle. Before fourth down and 6.
Quick timeout by Coffman.
Nick McVay and his staff want to burn a timeout here.
Timeout. Coffman, their first.
It's a bye week for the Buckeyes and for the Football Fever. The Football Fever will return next Saturday as the Buckeyes welcome one of Jeff's favorite teams, the Penn State Nittany Lions, to town. The Football Fever next Saturday at 11 a.m. It's only on ABC6. Dave Holmes and our very own Kellyanne Stitz will get you ready for the Buckeyes and the Nittany Lions. Was I right on that? One of your favorite teams?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. You talk about a dangerous cat that's out there.
Oh, come on.
You know, I'm serious. They've lost 4 games in a row, and they've got nothing to play for other than to beat Ohio State. And in my opinion, guys, and I'm very humble, as you know, they have lost the 2 most important assets Ohio State had. Drew Aller at quarterback is gone for the season, and James Franklin got fired. With those guys gone, Penn State is better.
Kellyanne, what do you think about all this?
Sorry to interrupt your tangent there, Jeff. I just wanted to highlight some work that the Bradley Jaguars. I figured this was a good time to talk about the work that they're doing in the community. Hilliard Bradley. A number of their players are involved in flag football, youth flag football. It's actually called Flag Football Fanatics. It was started by Joey Mueller back in 2008. It has since expanded to Cleveland, Cincinnati, Indiana, and Kentucky, all starting here in Hilliard. And for the last 5 years, Coach Laparo says his players will help coach and referee those youth flag football games here locally. Just a fun way to help grow the game in the community.
And Kellyanne, I'm glad you brought that up because that is a sanctioned sport now in the state of Ohio. Girls flag football. In the spring, there will be the first ever sanctioned state championships in Ohio for flag football. Here's Morris, the quarterback, trying to get to the near side, but again, the Bradley defense just had answers night long. That was Saron Stewart, the 6'4 sophomore, one of the top tacklers on this team from one of those outside linebacker positions, crashing in to make the stop. And that's a sport that has grown leaps and bounds, and the OHSAA was so very excited to work with the Pro Football Hall of Fame and both of Ohio's NFL teams, the Bengals and that one in Cleveland. And that has really helped to amplify and help that sport.
Yep, no question about it. I think anytime you can get kids involved in team activities and get out there and learn the lessons associated with being on time, understanding training, commitment, and all of that together, it works pretty well.
Last play was a turnover on downs, and the football back into the hands of Bradley. And here's Truss to the near side on the carry. Ball at the 30-yard line of Coffman, and he will be stood up and bent backwards as he got inside the 20 to the 17-yard line. He picked up 13 and a first down. They are once again inside the Valley Ford of Columbus red zone. Valley Ford of Columbus, where great deals meet even greater service.
I think good decision back there on that fourth down try to keep the game alive and let your players know that we're not going to give up on you. I think Coach McMay made the right decision, and Hilliard Bradley trying to put this one over with. 9 minutes remaining in quarter number 4.
Bradley entered the night at the number 8 spot in the Region 2 of Division 1. And Truss on the handoff. And you look at the region and the programs that exist in that region, it is, again, one of the more power-packed ones throughout Division 1. And, again, all you want when you get to week number 11 is you want a chance.
Just a chance.
That's what Mike Laparo said. We want a chance to get to week 11 and see what we can do. Well, we may fall, but we may also win. They shocked some people last year.
Well, it gives them that experience. It gives them also the expectations of the program that's where we belong. That's what we deserve, and you need to make sure you prepare yourself that way.
Second down and 9, the ball at the 16. This is Truss again, just slicing his way through defenders to the 5 towards the goal line, and he's in for his second touchdown of the night. 16-yard touchdown run, another D.R. Horton touchdown. D.R. Horton is America's builder as Rashad Truss scores, and it's now 20-3, Hilliard Bradley.
Well, just 48 yards rushing in the first half, and he has gone off here in half number 2. His numbers very impressive. We mentioned in quarter number 3 went over 100 yards. Then he had the touchdown run. Great numbers by this young man. 26 carries, 172 yards rushing now, and 2 touchdowns.
He got a great block on that play as well, too, Jeff, from Saron Stewart, who's lined up at one of the edge protection spots here on this extra point attempt. He's been playing a lot on defense, but they put him in the backfield that time, and he helped clear the way for Truss to scamper into the end zone for the score. 8:10 to go in the game. Bradley has separated from Coffman with 2 scores. It is Bradley on top now by the count of 21-3, but there is a flag down. See what this is all about. Bruce Maurer, our referee tonight. He and his crew, one of the better ones we have seen this season in Central Ohio. Not that we've seen bad ones, but they do a fantastic job, Bruce Maurer and his crew. The extra point attempt is good. 8:10 to go in the game. All Bradley now. They lead Coffman 21-3 on Toyota Friday Night Rivals. Hilliard Bradley leads Dublin Coffman 21-3. Week number 10 of the Ohio High School Athletic Association 2025 high school football season. Jeff, we are almost a month away from Canton and the state championships at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium.
That's exciting stuff. High school football in the state of Ohio is special. There was a penalty on the extra point try against Coffman, so they will march off 5 yards on the kick. So should not be any difficulty kicking this ball into the end zone.
Xavier Love has been able to do that on a number of occasions tonight. He'll boot this one from his 45. 3 days of championship football in Canton, December 4th, 5th, and 6th. And it will, much like the way the regular season has flown by, the 3 days in Canton will be here before you know it. Here's the kick by Love, and this one will be returned by Scholl. He's done the majority of that tonight. 15-yard line, 20, a gap 25-yard line out to the 30, 35, still on the go, and a good return by Scholl. He is brought down across the 40 at the 42-yard line. Here's tonight's Middlefield Bank play of the game. Middlefield Bank, your everything bank with 6 locations in Central Ohio. Speaking of 6, here we have it. Rashad Truss just a couple of moments ago with the touchdown run. That's our Middlefield Bank play of the game. Middlefield Bank, your everything bank. 6 locations in Central Ohio.
Yeah, that was his first touchdown of the night, and it was really the one that
looked just like the one a moment ago.
Put this game out of reach. We've had a power outage on our scoreboard.
Uh-oh.
So we got no lights over there. Now they've flipped it back on. 21-3, 8:01 remaining in the game.
See, Jeff misses nothing. He was on that right away. I'm sure Kellyanne would have been on it right away as well, too. She keeps track of everything down there on the sidelines for us. Does a great job.
I, in fact, was. I was calling it out. I didn't know if you guys could hear. I was like, oh, Jeff's listening to me right now.
For one of the few times this year.
I was going to say, I got you guys down here.
Here is a new quarterback. It's Scholl into the game now at the quarterback spot. They've used him at that position this season, and he tries to throw far side. The pass incomplete. He's 8 of 20 prior to that passing attempt for 66 yards.
This would not be one of those nights that Kellyanne would want the Gatorade bath as she presents the orb down there. It's just a little too cool for that, Kelly.
Absolutely not. No, I would not enjoy the Gatorade bath tonight. I'm already freezing down here. I have my heated vest on. I have layers on, but I still am so cold down here.
Back to throw again is Scholl pump fake, and he'll tuck the football on his hip and weave his way up the field to the midfield stripe and is spun down inside the 50-yard line and to the Bradley side of the midfield stripe. It's a first down gain for the Coffman offense. This first down sponsored by Classic Exteriors. Good job there by Scholl with that little pump fake. Got the defense off their feet, and watch him just slice his way ahead for a first down.
He's clearly your best football player out there, best athlete, and they're going to that wildcat look.
Very good hockey player as well, too, is Braden Scholl. Low throw, far side, incomplete. Trying to get the ball into the hands of Andrew Alliance. And he's a little slow getting up. While we have the opportunity with the clock stopping 7:29, I want to thank Jeff for his efforts all throughout the season. It's been fun the last 3 years working with you. Kellyanne does a fantastic job on the sidelines. You guys have a lot to put up with dealing with me, and it is a treat to work with you guys each and every Friday night. Jason Van Hoos does a great job with the stats. Our entire CW Columbus crew, just fantastic people to work with, and no place I'd rather be on a Friday night than right here.
Yeah, we've got an exceptional team, Marty, and I know we respect the great job that you do in your preparation. Looks like an interception here.
Yeah, another turnover. That pass was taken away right near the line of scrimmage. Jeff, you talked about Tatum Hill's future earlier in the game, and that was a big play right there. He just reached up and swallowed that football.
That was a terrific play, and again, they were in that wildcat look. Braden Scholl, not your normal quarterback in there, subbing for Jack Morris, but once again, they turned the ball over, and if there been any question about it, you can officially back the truck up and put the dog in it, ladies and gentlemen. The hunt is officially over.
Jeff, it looks like that pass might have been deflected there. I think that was Caleb Lowry who got a right hand on it, and then the ball just angled right into the chest of Tatum Hill.
Tatum is just celebrating down there. Where is the beef? I love it. That is spectacular.
Turnover gives the ball to Bradley. It's a Classic Exteriors first down. And they'll run a little counter motion here. Here's Fab with the carry, and he has stood up after the handoff. Line of scrimmage again was the 48-yard line. Yeah, it looked like Caleb Lowry got a big right hand on that ball and just knocked it, put enough of a tip on it to angle it over into the waiting arms of Tatum Hill, and Bradley with the football.
I was thinking this might be a perfect opportunity for Coach Leparo to put a freshman quarterback in the game, get some experience. But
well, he disagrees with you. You saw it right there. He was like shaking his head no.
No, we've had the freshman quarterback in for the whole game. I can't go to the 8th grade and grab a kid.
He just looked at you and said, no, we're not making a change here.
No changes.
We're keeping the guy on the field. Here's Truss again on the handoff and gets across the midfield stripe. You saw the Jaguar mascot there a moment ago. Here comes the penalty flag in after the scrum here.
Yeah, the officials have had just about enough of the extracurricular at the end. They've been pretty tolerant through the rest of the game, but getting a little chippy here in the last few minutes of the game.
Dead ball, personal foul, defense, number 7, 15-yard penalty, first down.
That was on the free safety, Cade Stokes. As our referee, Bruce Maurer, his crew tonight, Kyle Stoughton, the umpire, Dalen Myrick's the line judge, Craig Maurer, the linesman, Robert Blaylock is the line judge, David Nash is the back judge. That'll move the ball inside the 35 to the 32-yard line. Jeff, you talked to Bruce Maurer prior to the game. He's loves to watch these games on replay later on, doesn't he? Yeah.
You know, we had him last week, and the guy's an institution. I mean, he has taught officiating to probably every official that's ever gotten a license to do this stuff in the state of Ohio. I mean, he is the guru of all of them. And I just said hello to him tonight, and he said, thank you for the kind words last week. I watch myself every time to make sure I'm doing my job right, meaning his job as an official. Like, anybody could question the mechanics, and we got another flag here at the end of that play.
Josh Hicks was there to greet the quarterback Whitmore as he started into the hole. This flag came sailing in from the side. One of the things, too, to keep in mind about these officiating crews, they're graded every week, and that's how they advance.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 20, 15-yard penalty, first down.
And the crews are graded. That's how they advance each week. And the goal for these officiating crews, as you watch the penalty, it was a face mask call here. Here it comes. You'll see it right there.
Yep, good call by the officials looking in there. Hunter
Covington just got enough of it for the penalty flag.
And Marty, they're not doing it because they're going to get extra money to do those playoffs. It's a matter of pride.
It's like the teams that get there.
Yeah, to be recognized by your peers, to continue to provide the support at the highest level.
First down puts the ball inside the Valley Ford of Columbus red zone. Valley Ford of Columbus, where great deals meet even greater service. On the handoff that time, Braylon Gordon, the 5'11", 170-pound junior who has been playing a little bit of the wildcat at the quarterback position for Mike Leparo. 8 times in the playoffs, Mike Leparo with the Hilliard Bradley Jaguars. He'll make it 9. They were in the... And that's the other thing about these two programs. Keep in mind, within the last 3 years, they've both been state semifinalists.
Exactly.
In 2023, Hilliard Bradley got all the way to the Final Four, lost to Lakewood St. Edward. Lost their quarterback, ironically enough, the week before that game, Braden Fleehardy. Here's a toss to Truss, and he is knocked down shy of the 15-yard line. They lost to Lakewood St. Ed over at historic Crew Stadium. And then a couple of years back, Coffman made a deep run into this. So these programs know what it's like this time of year to get deep into the postseason.
I think this was an important night for the Jaguars, because if you look at the second half of their season, they got started off, they had a 3-1 start, and they lost 4 of their last 5 games here in the 2025 season. And that is not the way you want to enter the playoffs. This is the way you want to, with having a performance like they've had tonight.
And, of course, losing Declan O'Neill was the hard part of that stretch. Here's the handoff, and Nick Ross able to envelop the running back that time as Braylon Gordon was tackled by Ross. And when O'Neill went down, he was having a great season. He had thrown for 1,048 yards, 8 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He went down in the game against Orange, and that has really obviously forced Mike Leparo and his coaching staff to adjust on the fly and try to figure out exactly what they had in Max Whitmore. And as you can see, the freshman there looking towards the sideline for the play to be brought in. He has had to step up into a very difficult position and guide a team that is playoff bound. At the 4-minute mark, we have a timeout. Do I hear the music in the background? I do.
There we go.
There it is.
Everybody pull your chairs up. Take a quick look at this. In my opinion, these are the top 5 programs that will have the greatest opportunity to be able to go deep into the playoffs. I've got Olentangy Orange. That's a close game tonight against Liberty. Watterson, I think, will win the state championship. Pickerington Central is listed there. London and Columbus East. We've got a little bit of a typo there, because what I sent over was Pickerington North, not Pickerington Central, and Pickerington North tonight is all over Gahanna. So I'll fix your wagon. Try and throw Pickerington Central in there. This is Logan's heroes, not Dean Marini's heroes, right? I love it. Good stuff, guys.
Oh, absolutely.
Thanks for the fun.
That Linden team, that and Columbus East, those are two programs who've had fantastic years in the City League. Here's Whitmore to throw far side and unable to track down the throw. Over there trying to come away with a sliding grab of that football was David Baird, a 6-foot senior, in one of those wideout spots. And that was a turnover on downs. The football goes back to Dublin Coffman with 3:55 left in this one. And again, trailing by the score of 21-3. That's one thing, too. You look at the Columbus City League, there's some pretty good teams in the City League this year.
No doubt.
You had Ryan Sayre's Northland team go 7-3, winning their last game by forfeit over Beechcroft. Then you have East. Independence has had a very good season. That Linden team going into tonight at 8-1.
Now, these playoffs should be fun, and I know Marty Bannister will get an opportunity to continue his trade into the playoffs, so that should be exciting.
Scholl rolling to throw on this first down, brought to you by Classic Exteriors, and he'll just heave this one out of bounds, and that will stop the clock with 3:48 to go in this one.
Marty, when you look at this Division I, Region 3, it's just amazing to me the talent and the competition in these schools. Olentangy Orange was the number 1 ranked team in that region, but they're followed by Pickerington Central, Olentangy Liberty, Gahanna, Pickerington North, Upper Arlington. Those are the top 7.
It's like a who's who.
No kidding. I mean, you spread them out a little bit, but my goodness, that is a lot of talent in that one division.
Scholl to throw, and the pass is knocked away. Racing over on coverage was Deshaun Lowe. He's had a big game tonight at one of those corner spots for Mike Leparo's defense. And that stops the clock with 3:44 left in the game. Reference the chance I had to spend with the time I had to spend with Bo Rugg from the OHSAA. He's the football administrator for the OHSAA. And one of the things about those bye weeks, and we referenced it a little bit earlier, is the opportunity for these, along with the teams that get the bye, but the higher seeds to have a home football game in the postseason now until the regional finals, which is a big, big deal. Rolling to the near side now, Morris is back into the game and fires ahead, and the pass is incomplete. He was trying to get it to Braden Scholl, who had rolled out, and the pass sails over his head. But the higher seed will host until the regional final, and for a lot of schools, boy, that's a special thing to host a playoff game.
It's a big deal. I mean, it's a great reward for your fans, all of the associated parties that are with high school football, and this will bring up a 4th down situation, and most certainly they will punt it away here, and Hilliard Bradley will get the ball with just about 3 minutes remaining here in the game. Boy, things were flying along here until we got to the 4th quarter.
It came to a screeching halt almost, 3:36 left.
Lots of penalties, lots of incomplete passes.
Tell you, one of the big numbers that I'm sure a lot of folks are going to take interest in as we get the punt here by Brendan Cox, and it will be juggled and then dropped, and the ball rolls out of bounds right near the midfield stripe. Again, 21-3 is the lead here for Hilliard Bradley. Let's take a look at tonight's school bus stop of the game. It's presented by NHTSA. Always stop for a school bus when the stop arm is out and the red lights are flashing. Not stopping or trying to beat the stop arm puts lives at risk, and it can result in large fines, points on your license, and license suspension. Paid for by NHTSA.
This is the school bus stop of the game, presented by NHTSA. Always remember to stop when the school bus arm is out. This is the school bus stop of the game, presented by NHTSA. Always remember to stop when the school bus arm is out.
Bradley with the football, and speeding around to the far side on a toss was Daniel Schaefer, getting one of his few touches tonight. 5'7", 145-pound sophomore. Carries to the 41-yard line. Tonight over in the western part of the state, Marion Local, which has the nation's longest winning streak in high school football at 73 consecutive games. They're playing their final Midwest Athletic Conference game against their bitter rival from Coldwater. Last year when those two played, they do a 50-50 draw at those games. I'll tell you more in a moment here as they'll toss Whitmore Will to the near side to Caden Fab, and finds a gap and gets through it to the 35-yard line and is knocked down shy of the 30. Good gain there by the senior Caden Fab, who came into the night with 118 yards rushing. When they played last year, they do that 50-50 draw where they come around, you buy tickets, and you have a chance to win a pot at the end of the night. The prize, because of the size of the crowd, was $23,000
for the half.
Oh, speaking of $23,000, it's not worth what the orb is worth, though.
No,
that 50-50 draw. Kellyanne will be presenting the orb after the game tonight.
That's what we call priceless.
Exactly. But can you imagine that? You come home from a high school football game and your wife asks you what you did. I went to the game tonight. I brought home $23,000 as well too.
Would you tell your wife? Would you tell her?
I'm not touching that one at all.
Honey, I won the 50-50 and it was $500.
I know she's watching right now. Braylon Gordon on the handoff right there. But can you imagine that?
Oh, that's incredible.
To walk out with when they call your name and it's $23,000.
Marty, you hit the road tomorrow for a game with your OU Bobcats playing Eastern Michigan up in Ypsilanti.
We'll actually hit the road tonight.
Yeah,
heading up there for that one. Yeah. Ohio at 4-3. The Eastern Michigan Eagles at 2-6. Noon kick on that gray turf, Jeff, at the factory at Ypsilanti. Here's Whitmore dancing back to throw. Steps up into the pocket now. Will sling it towards the end zone, and the pass is incomplete. That was a 3rd down and 5 call. And the ball will sail out of the end zone. That'll stop the clock with 1:23 left and a 4th down and 5 call coming up.
Yeah, I think it'd have been better served just to tuck the ball and run it. Might have had enough space there for the 1st down.
So with 1:23 left, Hilliard Bradley will go on to finish at 5-5, and Nick McVay's first season as the head coach at Coffman will come to a conclusion at 2-8. But I think it's important to reiterate, I think there's a solid foundation that's been laid at Coffman now for this program. Very high kick. Not much distance to it. It will get a good roll, though, inside the 10, inside the 5, and it will wobble to a halt at about the 2-yard line. And that's where the Coffman offense will come back onto the field with 69 seconds left. I think everybody understood, too, anytime you make a coaching change, sometimes it can be a rebuilding process. But as you've hit on with Nick McVay and his staff, it's get that building because it's one of the largest schools in Central Ohio. There are bodies in the building.
No question about it. No question about it. So it should be exciting stuff as we go along. And Coffman is getting some fresh faces out there trying.
He's had a background, Jeff, that includes guys that he has learned from who've worked with the likes of coaches you probably have heard of, a guy by the name of Jimmy Johnson, Tom Coughlin. So he's got a pretty good pedigree, and Mike Laparo will be guiding his team to week number 11 as they go back to the playoffs. Here's an interception and a pick 6. Stepping in front of that pass and sauntering in for the pick 6 on the score is Deshaun Lowe, capping off his senior season with a big play at the 104 mark. It's now 27-3.
Boy, that is not the way you want to end your season, on a note like that, because this has been nothing but turnover mania in this season for this Rock football team, and they take a chance throwing the ball late in the game, and that's turnover number 5 in this game for the Rocks.
That's another D.R. Horton touchdown. D.R. Horton is America's builder. And Deshaun Lowe on senior night with a pick 6. The extra point attempt is up, and the extra point attempt is good. No, check it, no good. They missed it off to the right. Looked for a second like it had hooked through the upright, but no good. So at the 104 mark, it stands at 27-3. Little celebration going on there on the Bradley sideline. The turnover belt. I think just about every team does that these days. They have that little celebration down there, and it's well worth it for Deshaun Lowe. Big play there. Boy, what a fantastic night it has been here at Bradley High School. We like to thank the Bradley athletic staff and the administration here for having us out. And we'd like to thank all of the athletic directors and coaches throughout the season who have been great hosts and have provided us with information on their teams. They have to deal with talking with me during the week, which I'm sure a lot of them then just hang up and start banging their head against the wall. I got to hear from this guy again.
Is it Marty again?
But all the coaches are fantastic to work with, and we appreciate all of their efforts.
You know, I think everybody on our team that brings this, and looks like there was a penalty on the play.
There was.
Everybody on our team really wants to provide a memory for these high school football coaches, players, the band, the cheerleaders, everybody associated with the program. They deserve it for all the hard work they put in.
So the penalty will allow Bradley to try the extra point again. Looks like it was a penalty involving running into the kicker. So they will get another opportunity here to try an extra point. And with 1:04 left, ball moved halfway to the goal line, so they'll try a 2-point play here. And this will be a conversion, as sliding in for the 2-point conversion was Braylon Gordon. And I would think that's probably nothing more right there. Michael Parro is not a run the score up on you type of guy. That's a next week play.
That's a preparation for the playoffs.
Yeah,
guys,
exactly.
If we get this opportunity, we're going to try and go for it. This is going to be our 2-point conversion play. And you can see there a pretty good effort by that running back who's had a terrific night tonight. Here's what I want to see, Marty. And you talk about what does Coffman take out of this game. All right. What do they take out of this season? You finish 2-8 on the campaign. You got a brand new coach. You got a bunch of young people. I'm going to gauge the temperature of this football team by the attendance in the weight room tomorrow morning. Saturday morning, what I would want to see from a coaching standpoint, and I wouldn't say a word to the team about what my expectations are, I would just make sure that they understand the door will be unlocked. And I want to see who shows up on Saturday morning at the end of the season to begin building for 2026. That's how you judge the character of your football team.
It's easy to show up when you know you have a Week 11 game.
No, that's easy.
That's easy.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's easy. But when you know you're not putting the pads back on until August, that's when it...
But don't challenge them.
Right.
Let them know the door's open.
Slow bounding kick. That will be covered by Coffman at the 39-yard line. As falling on that loose ball for the Shamrocks was Grant Naples, a sophomore, 5'9", 140. That was one of the things that Nick McVay talked about. They have a large sophomore class that they've been able to run onto the field. Mike Leparo, again, with his young football team, they have a lot of talent in those underclass positions. So both these programs figured to be forces certainly next year as well.
Saw the injured quarterback Declan O'Neill down there, standing beside Mike Leparo in a sling, arm injury. I think he's done for the playoffs based upon what we've heard about the injury.
1 minute to go in the game. Scholl in at quarterback now. Wanted to throw, instead will run, and gets knocked down just across the 40-yard line. Javier Rivera with one of his final tackles of his senior year.
Talk about bringing the heat.
Absolutely. Headed to play at the University of Indianapolis. Rivera suffered an injury back in the summer, went to the University of Miami camp and suffered a meniscus injury, missed the first 3 games of the season. But the Jaguars are glad to have him back. Clock stopped on the incompletion with 31 seconds left. Scholl in at quarterback. Nick McVay, offensive coordinator at Berlin since 2018. His first season as the head coach at Coffman. And his team will see its season come to a conclusion here in 31 seconds. 3 wides, top of the screen. Scholl, again, will just tuck the football and run. 45-yard line, out to the midfield stripe. Spins into Bradley territory. Clock is stopped while they move the chains with 24 seconds left. And we'll see whether or not they get another playoff here as the clock is stopped.
Braden Scholl, one of those multi-sport athletes. This won't be the end of his senior year in terms of athletics, but this has got to be a pretty emotional night for a guy like him.
He'll go back to throw and will zip it to the near side, and a low throw that is scooped in on the near side by Max Kassler, and that will likely have been the last play of the game. In fact, a timeout was called.
Dublin, their second timeout.
Nick McVay wants to get one more play in here with 14 seconds left. This timeout brought to you by the Ohio State Highway Patrol. So the playoffs next week. And again, the top 4 seeds in each region all get a bye into round number 2. 5 will play 12, 6 plays 11, 7 plays 10, and 8 plays 9 in the seedings, with the higher seeds all hosting in that opening round. And until they lose, the higher seed will host until they are beaten. And in this era where at times trying to find sites has become so very difficult, teams getting the opportunity to host games is a big advantage in that area as well too. And you should be rewarded for being the higher seed.
No question about it.
You should be rewarded for being the higher seed. 2nd down and 2 with 14 seconds left. Scholl keeps the football, 40, near side, and will scamper out of bounds with 10 seconds left.
That creates a first down situation again.
First down brought to you by Classic Exteriors. And as much as we are appreciative of all the efforts of our crew this year, we are also appreciative of all the folks that are a part of our broadcast this year, all the sponsors to our broadcast. Without them, we couldn't bring you the games, and we appreciate all their efforts as well too this season. Scholl back to throw, steps up, rolling to the far side with the football to the 25. He will just simply slide down and...
Oh, they're taking another timeout.
Another timeout with 1.8 seconds left.
You talk
competitive. You talked about not giving up and showing your team you're not giving up. Hey, it doesn't matter what the score is. We're playing till the whistle.
That's what Coach McVay is all about over there, showing his team that he's not giving up on them. Let's not end this season before it's time. And good decision by Braden Scholl, just from a football IQ standpoint. However, he slid before the first down marker, so the clock was going to continue to run.
We are 1.8 seconds away from the presentation, the last time in 2025 of the orb. You saw it a short time ago. Kellyanne is guarding the orb.
You see her down there rubbing it? Huh? She's warming up the orb in advance for the preparation of the delivery.
That hand warmer that she has.
Yeah, she's working the orb down there.
That electric jacket she has on.
I'd do anything to protect this orb and make sure that it is ready to present to the deserving winners. Look at this thing.
Well, that's in your contract.
Looking at it.
That's in your contract. You have to do that. Protect the orb.
That's right.
Something about Kellyanne and bling. She's got to have the bling around her.
That's right. I know that's right. Always. And guys, I just want to take a moment to say, everybody, Jeff, Marty, our whole production crew, it's been so fun to work with you guys this season. I look forward to Friday nights every single week. So thank you guys for another fun season.
It has been a blast. There is no question. And if anybody has been happier about the weather, it's Kellyanne. I mean, there's no question. It is a little chilly tonight, but every week other than tonight, it has just been a great night weather-wise. I mean, we couldn't have asked for anything better.
She was learning in pregame how to field punts. We were down there talking about following the ball and how it comes down, because every time there was a ball that went up in the air, she started running for cover. I said, Kellyanne, that's not going to hit you.
You know what, Jeff? I used to shoot high school football games, and I was really good at tracking the ball. And there would be times where it would come, and I just kind of sidestep. But nowadays, I can't. I got to protect the moneymaker, okay? I got to protect on camera.
Back to throw as Jack Moores into the game. One heave towards the end zone. A high twisting spiral that's way out of bounds. And that will do it. And the Hilliard Bradley Jaguars come away with a victory in week number 10 to finish up at 500, 5-5, as they set their sights towards week number 11 and the high school football playoffs. With the loss, Dublin Coffman sees their season first year under head coach Nick McVay come to a conclusion with a mark of 2-8, but certainly a foundation laid at Dublin Coffman in year number 1 for Nick McVay. Mike Laparo's team, they're off to the playoffs next week in week number 11. Again, the final score here tonight, Hilliard Bradley 29 and Dublin Coffman 3. Handshakes at the midfield stripe. We are moments away from the presentation of the orb. And when you look at celebrations and what it means to players, as you see the Bradley players racing towards the student section in the north end zone, as you see them speed past in the end zone, that's all the fun of high school football. They're all racing back to celebrate.
Lots of neat traditions.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's certainly one of the things that makes high school football what it is in the state of Ohio, as that celebration is ongoing now in the end zone. There you see it. Week number 10 is in the books. And Hilliard Bradley wins it tonight. Turnovers certainly a big factor in this one tonight. The other aspect of it is those turnovers. Bradley was able to take advantage of those turnovers tonight. There you see the numbers in the game tonight. And that number in the left side at the next to bottom category, so big in this one tonight. 5 turnovers. I mean, the Shamrocks did move the football. They finished with 202 yards of offense in this one tonight, just shy of their season per game total. But you can't turn it over 5 times against anybody.
No, I think in the first quarter of this football game, there was a terrific opportunity for the Dublin Rocks to come steal this game. They had 2 scoring opportunities and came away with just 3 points. And I think if you get the ball in the end zone on those 2 opportunities there, I think this could be a totally different game, and I think that's what Coach McVay is going to bank on.
And it was an impressive drive they had to start the game,
no
too.
question
they
about it.
They got that field goal, jumped out 3-0, and you thought, okay, this could be something for them tonight. But again, the turnovers just prevented them from getting any kind of momentum going in this one tonight. And again, as we mentioned, Bradley able to capitalize on the mistakes and cash it in for points. A big night for Rashad Truss as he found the end zone a couple of times. They had a pick six late in the game. And Max Whitmore, the freshman quarterback, able to guide the offense and help them come away with the victory. There you see the happy Jaguars coming back to get ready to receive the orb, the trophy for winning on Friday Night Rivals. And they do it again tonight by the final of 29-3. Kellyanne Stitz is with Mike Laparo and the Jaguars.
Coach Laparo, the victory bell has rung. The players have celebrated a big win tonight. Congratulations to build some momentum into the playoffs. How proud are you of your team tonight?
I'm super proud of them. We had to start a freshman quarterback at his first start tonight. He did a hell of a job for us. So real proud of these kids. They fought all night.
The defense able to generate multiple turnovers. What did you like from their effort?
Awesome. Awesome. We preach turnovers. We got the turnover belt right there. The kids take pride in it, and winning the turnover margin is usually going to win you the game.
We have some seniors in the front here. Still some football left to play this year, but to get this win on senior night, what does that mean to these guys?
It's huge. These guys have fought through it this year. We've had a lot of injuries, a lot of struggles, so I'm real proud of them and the effort they put in to get this win tonight.
And what can a win like this do for a young team heading into the playoffs?
Just spark you. You just spark you, and we're going to be ready to go. We're going to be excited about getting to practice next week, excited about preparing on Sunday and making a plan.
Well, congratulations. Well-deserved win tonight. I'm going to present you guys with the orb.
Never gets old, does it, Marty?
It doesn't. And it does mean something. And again, the final score tonight, 29-3. Hilliard Bradley defeats Dublin Coffman in week number 10 of our Toyota Friday night high school rivals. Once again, thanks to everybody for being with us all season long. My friend Jeff, I wouldn't do it without you, pal.
Safe travels to that state up north.
Great job as always. Jason Van Hoos with stats, Dean Marini, our entire staff, and certainly to Kellyanne Stitz. This is Marty Bannister saying thanks so much for being with us tonight. Once again, the final score, Hilliard Bradley headed to the playoffs with a 29-3 win over Dublin Coffman. Enjoy the playoffs, everyone. You've been watching Toyota Friday Night Rivals.
Tonight's broadcast of Toyota's Friday Night Rivals, presented by D.R. Horton, is sponsored by these businesses.
Wait, that's really cool that you do that.
Well, it gives them some ownership in it, Gives them an opportunity to kind of lead a little bit.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Coach Laparo, congratulations on the win tonight. Still more football to play, but how proud are you of your team to build some momentum into the postseason?
Really proud.